Greetings and welcome once again to Roman of the Empire. I am your host, Roman. Tonight, we are talking heavy metal of the modern era. That'd be 2000 to 2024. So born in the late 60s, heavy metal changed rock and roll with its dark themes, distorted guitars, and pounding drums. Something wicked had found its way into the world of music. From the forefathers of Black Sabbath, Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin, who hated the term, this new form of rock evolved and branched out into its many subgenres of thrash, death, speed, glam, alt, progressive, and many more. Tonight, we are talking the modern era of metal, 2000 to 2024. Let's fucking go. With me, as always, is my wingman, my partner here, Shield Wall of Dragons. He once stopped me from bombing Los Angeles, although I wish he hadn't because glam metal. Shield Wall, welcome back to the program. How are you, my friend?
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Thanks for having me on here. The definition of heavy metal is kind of broad. So I struggled a little bit. I was like, okay, there are certain bands that I really like and there are other ones that I know about, but they're really just not for me. So I had to kind of swing wide to really pick the ones that I liked out of there. But I made it happen. So I got some good
the modern era is also a lot more confining than if we were looking at the genre as a whole.
Yeah, if it was the 80s and 90s.
Although there are some of the old timers who are still very relevant, and they are not going to be the focus of this conversation, but they're definitely going to be part of this conversation because
I purposely stayed away from them for that reason. I picked ones that were But anyway, I'm glad to be here, and I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Right on. He is the scourge of Gotham, the nemesis of the Dark Knight. He is Joker Voice. Welcome back to the show, my friend. How are you?
Well, if I was any more amazing, I'd be illegal. This is a wonderful topic. And not even that, but in the modern era of heavy metal, we've come into organically. Yes, Dempsey, we still have scissors. And be sure to tune in next week when Roman gets his own pair. That's right, folks. It's happening. And as I wanted to say, rather organically, the emergence of women in the heavy metal genre. It is not just a boys' club anymore.
It never was.
What is a woman?
Oh, we know.
I need to get
this
on
Jeopardy last night.
God damn it.
I mean, yeah, there are a lot
trying
more
to kill a
women
spider again, Roman?
Right. So,
no, not right
so you started with like Dora Pesh, Lita Ford.
Well, okay, I guess
Runaways.
a lot of you guys only listen to American metal too. It's probably in European metal. There's always been.
That's what we're gonna get there.
Yep. Yeah, I've got plenty. Yep.
Right on. He is the man who knows all the things about all the things. He is the unbearable 73 that Tadge shouldn't be. God damn it. The son of winter and stars, our good friend Matt. Okay. I'm wearing my contacts, so I can't see most
now,
things.
Without saying the band,
you can't see
those of you who see my name, do you now know who the band I'm bringing up is?
I do.
Now raise your hand if you do.
Of course, Dempsey does.
Okay, we got at least two who know recognize it. But let's keep silent. It'll be a surprise.
I got nothing. He is the meme master of the interwebs, using his power for good instead of evil most of the time. He is Jacob Ironside. Welcome back, my friend. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for inviting me back. It's good to be back. Looking forward to this.
So are the raccoons actually, did that impact your choice tonight, or is that not a variable?
They're still there. Yeah.
Okay.
They bring down the rain gods to knock the internet out. So.
Vikings out there, Jim. I think if you want to hop in, Jim, let me know. I can send you a link. I think even when Courtney shows up, we got room.
You might
There's
be able
always
to figure out
room
how to
in
send
the
a link.
Empire. I know how to send a link. I've sent links.
Roman is
so
the most boomer 50-something-year-old I've ever met.
I also have a suggestion, since we obviously can't play songs live or
Right.
we should be dropping links into the chat for I'll drop winners of the band, my band's links. Almost spoiled it. So we should be dropping links to some music of these bands in the chat, like for people here.
Okay.
Cool.
Yep. That sounds like that is an excellent idea.
I cannot drop links.
Where are we?
Well, put them in our private chat, and we can put them out there for you.
It's gonna take
I will probably fuck that up, but that's that.
Or Roman, you go
There's
full
a high
Zach and just make
possibility.
Well,
every single
who
person
doesn't? I mean,
moderator.
most of you have mod privileges, so you can just drop that shit in the chat.
Yeah.
Like
I said, Roman, go full Zach, make everyone a mod. Just you see
everyone is a mod all the time.
Yeah.
Everyone's a
in an
mod.
alternate universe, he is my son. He is John, the creative blue collar guy. How you doing there, youngster?
Hey. I'm doing well, but is nobody gonna ask what the fuck that video was after your countdown?
That's been around.
Are you humping a guitar?
It's Roman. It's fine.
Wait, how do you
We all
play?
know.
Yeah, he was just playing a guitar, like normal, like any.
Yeah,
normal
no.
adult
You ever get your
human.
pick stuck in your acoustic? That's how you get it out.
No.
It's like a black hole in there.
You get
I
something.
can
Oh
join-
Lord, that was just
So many jokes. So many jokes.
things you cannot unsee.
Unfortunately,
true,
only
true.
men can
But,
play that style of guitar.
But yes,
Right.
I'm coming off of attending a few concerts of my own. I don't think any of them necessarily qualify in the metal genre, but definitely interesting. Yeah. Anyways, it's been an interesting couple of weeks.
Sending Jim the Viking the link as well, so that way he can hop in here with us too. Musician, pop culture aficionado, man of the people. He is Sammy Threepeat, back with us once again. How have you been, good sir? And congratulations to your brother, sister,
Yes.
whomever
my
produced
brother-in-law.
your niece.
Yes, little Eliza. She was just born yesterday, so I will get her a little pair of scissors. And
Good.
Please don't
Nice.
push this generation.
She'll have chibi scissors, little chibi scissors.
No, it's great to be back. I missed you guys. So
Yeah. It's been a weird. I'm in a weird place right now, just mentally.
You're
so
always
I
in a
will
weird
apologize.
place, Roman.
California, yes. That's
Yeah,
a weird place.
You're in California.
California.
That is by definition
That's a weird place.
A weird place.
Well, you're not wrong.
We're in the strange land of California.
He is the drunk poet whose mystical music has only killed
Hey.
one person we know of. He is Dempsey. Welcome back, brother. It is good to have you with us.
Well, thank you. It's nice to be back, and I have a lot to say. I brought the notes. We had plenty of prep time. It's on.
He's had like 3 weeks to prepare for this now, so everybody needs to breathe. So we're gonna roll into the chat. Say hi to everybody. I do have two things. So Zach's has been super sick, so say a prayer for Zach's if you're
Oh, bummer.
we lost. And Rock Fan, that 70s Rock Fan, also out sick this week. So
Man.
for
Got that
prayers
Vegas
for
bug,
our
man.
brothers.
Well,
You never know. Oh, there he is.
Well, speaking of the Vegas bug, happy recovery and continued recovery to Chris Gore.
Oh, was he? Oh, he was. That's right. Yes.
You know what happened, right?
Yeah.
You know what
I
happened,
don't.
right? I will put it in the private chat.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know, and that's I missed a lot. So I'm going to add. He comes from the land of the rising sun. He is Jim the Viking.
Oh,
Welcome
there we
to
go.
the show,
All right.
buddy.
Hello, Jim.
It's like what 1 o'clock in the morning where you are right now, Jim?
Oh Lord.
Jim.
Hello, Jim. Jim.
Roman, do some more sign
Jim,
language.
Jim may be either in the past or the future. We'll let him catch up. So let's say hi to the chat out there. Of course, that's Sammy. He's actually fucking with us.
Hey,
Tom's
Tom.
Tinkering and Adventures. Everybody loves Tom.
Hey, Tom managed to keep Roman alive in Vegas and bring him back in one piece. That man deserves an award
I
for that.
don't know how. I don't know how he does it. That man is a saint.
Subtle DB&C. Roman plays bass like Steve Harris if Harris had played soccer instead of playing. There's an insult there.
Probably, but maybe over your head.
Lady Marine, Steph, good to see you out there. Jim is with us now. Beard of Liberty, our good friend, probably walking the perimeter of his property as we speak. Love it ever after. Welcome to the
podcast. I love it.
Love it.
I love it.
Rosbeck Linux laptop. Welcome.
That's 80s.
Oh, our good friend Invader Zim. Welcome, Zim. Always good to see you out
with
there.
The scissors.
Oh,
he is supportive of the scissors, much to my dismay.
Blair!
Did Blair pop in?
What's up?
I'm going up to the top here. I'm going up to the top. Jay the Beat Mine had stopped in earlier. Jay, it is always good to see you out
there.
What's up,
Jay?
Yeah, I'm so glad that she's doing better. I was real worried about her because she had kind of
out into the world. Yeah.
You forgot to say to Jay that we salute you.
Yes,
we salute you.
She had gotten pretty sick, and then like no posts on X or anything, so I was a little worried. But she came back. She's coming back strong. She's
got a lot happening. If you follow her, you know what's the whole business. And but she is getting out into the world again, and that is excellent to see. So let's dive in here. Jacob Ironside, did you already make a fucking meme? You did. Oh, God.
Bring on the meme.
Yeah.
Good.
There's
right.
a few.
I feel the attacks are already starting before we even get into the
memes.
Topic.
That's awesome.
But really
awesome.
quick, I have to ask.
Love it.
Before we go anywhere, like Roman, can you even name this band?
Oh, I can for sure.
I'm gonna bet.
I'm
gonna bet money that Roman cannot name this band.
Right. They're still touring.
Yeah, sort of.
Even a modern band.
New singer.
Yeah.
Sort of.
I have one of those.
And he's still rocking that hair too.
Yeah.
Well,
the hair is
singer
going
is
to the grave, you know. So.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
The lead singer.
So who is this?
Static X.
This is
Static
X.
Oh, I don't know what a
Static
singer.
X. Their singer and namesake Wayne Static passed away some years ago, and they've replaced him with an unnamed masked singer. Which actually, I've seen them live twice with the new mystery singer. I saw them a bunch of times when Wayne Static was alive.
Roman.
But I
there's
saw
nowhere.
them
Was that
live
like a
twice
line of
with the
things?
new mystery singer, and they pull
Yeah,
it off.
there's-
They put on a great
there's-
show.
Nice.
I heard that the masked singer is
Yes!
Trying to-
Yes! Yes! Yes!
No, that is
Oh my God.
Such a great movie.
I
Oh,
love
great
that
movie.
movie.
That's
I ain't
amazing.
farting on no snare drum, man.
Brendan Fraser's hair is so great in that movie that it even works on Roman. Like
That's
So good.
That movie is so
Roman,
so
you're
great.
main.
Oh my
I
God.
wish I had that hair.
The moment when Lemmy is actually in the
Here's a
crowd,
button.
he's
Here's
a
he's like,
thing
I was
on
at a drill
the
at the
little
school
band.
magazine. It's fucking Lemmy.
Who would win? Who would win in a fight, Lemmy or God? Trick question.
No,
Lemmy is
but
God.
this
Question.
wouldn't be in the 2000s kind of metal. This would be the 80s kind of
Oh,
metal.
how did that get in there? Oh,
Right.
That's
Oh, wow.
Oh
Wait,
wow!
you
this
couldn't-
is really
you couldn't
taking
find a
turn,
picture
hasn't
of
it,
the
fellas?
sailor? Jacob?
That's awesome.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
JV.
That is more
Wow.
awkward than I would have ever guessed. That's I'm uncomfortable.
That's just wrong. Jacob.
Oh,
Wow.
that was terrible.
I
That
look
was
I look so
amazing.
thrilled to shoot someone.
I feel dirty. So let's see. Where do we want to start this tonight? Actually, we'll go with because he is here from the other side of the world. Let's go ahead and start with our good friend Jim the Viking. Jim, if it's too obscure, I'm not going to know how to type it. So
Well, I was really pleased when you said, "Hey, we're going to talk a little bit about metal, what we listen to, and everything." And then I saw the subtitle, 2000 to 2024.
Mm.
What new metal bands have I really uncovered in the, shall we say, last quarter of a century?
Yeah.
They're out there.
Which is-
They're out there. It's hard. It's some work.
Yeah, it's a bit scary. But when I started digging into it, I did find one group, or rather, I would say a single individual, has probably done the most to the metal industry that any other person ever coming before it. And it is a German, should we say, musician, because he can literally do everything and play everything and sing everything. And it's Tobias Summit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
From
Avantasia.
Ed Guy previously, but he created a group, or it's not a group, it's a project called Avantasia.
Avantasia. Yeah, I'll drop a bunch of videos for them, and they're awesome.
Yeah. And I discovered this, and believe it, this is back in the days. Okay, still in the 2000s when I discovered it, but we still had the CD stores.
Actually, I'll
You
drop
could
my
walk
Avantasia
in-
playlist.
Yeah, we could walk
There we
into the shops and pick up a CD or even a vinyl for those of us that still knows what that thing is.
Oh, Roman's very
And-
addicted to
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
Bring it up to the counter and say, "Hey, I want to listen to this." And yeah, it's a supergroup metal opera project. And the first two albums are just
operatic metal.
amazing.
Love
Every
it.
song is telling a story.
Yes.
And it's called
yes.
the Metal Opera Part 1 and Part 2.
Yeah.
And there is some epic concepts within that. But the most amazing part about this group is that he's brought together all the superpowers of metal, from rock to metal. So Alice Cooper is what there you have a vocalist that have joined, not just singing on the album, but doing the live tours when they've been doing Wacken Open Air, Swedish
yes,
Rock
Wacken.
Festival, all of that, and they've had them live together. So they brought the bands together. So if they were playing in the same concert or same arena or at the same time, they timed the touring. They did this super complicated project to make sure that people could actually come together and sing and perform live on stage as Avantasia, not just their own brand name.
Let me get some pictures.
Yeah. Artwork is fantastic. Lyrics is, I would say, a little bit on the religious side, at least in the Metal Opera project. So it's a bit of the Christianity.
Yeah, he's heavily influenced with sort of mythology and religion and poetry. If you know what Gothic poetry is, there's a lot of that influence in Avantasia's work.
Yeah.
Like the last one I linked is "Misplaced Among the Angels" with Floor Jansen guest vocaling on it, and
Floor.
yes, and like that particular one, that's my favorite track by him, I should say, and it's if you ever read a lot of Gothic poetry, you get that song, like it's just right out of it, you know.
Yeah, that is why it has a special place in my heart when it comes to metal. It's lyrics and ideas and concepts that they bring out. I love a good riff. I love rhythm that comes in metal, and especially when you have the death metal and the deep growly metal and everything. You can suddenly hear the lyrics just coming through. It's like sunshine coming through in
yes.
What's it called? The film The Crow, whatever the city's called. It can't rain all the time.
Yes.
You have that little
I
sliver of sunshine. That is literally what the Avantasia project.
I think he does have a couple songs though with the rasp jams. In other words, he does his full music is all like he could him and Aaron Lucas, who's the Ariane guy, but that's older, so way older than 2000. They're music producers. They have such a range of people that work with them. It's incredible. Like you can do a whole show just on Avantasia, for example. you know, and so many people perform with them. Like if you go live, like Misplaced Among the Angels is recorded with Floor Jansen, but you might get like Annette from
Olsen.
She might cover that song in a live performance because she's there that night or something. Not Annette Olsen. She's the one from.
We're about to go and look for you.
I can't remember her name. Anki something or other.
Anki Johansson.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, she's another. There's a lot of female vocalists in European metal and rock. American who don't.
Everything from Nightwish to Within Temptation.
Yes,
Within Temptation. That's the one language. Yeah, the chick from Within Temptation. If you listen to Avantasia or any of Tobias Sammet's mega, he has a couple other technical projects, or Arion, you'll hear the full range of female and male vocalists in European metal, plus some American and yeah.
Roman, you might also want to check out Ed Guy, because that is Tobias Sammet as well. That was what he was doing before Avantasia literally took over his last 30 years or something.
What's his name? Ed Guy?
Ed Guy, EDGUY.
Let's see here.
He has some really funny videos as Ed Guy, and it's
some things come up. Some things like it was actually harder to find pictures of that band than I thought. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, so
don't go onto the dark web.
Like a comedic version where he's having a lot more fun, and he has titles under Ed Guy like Lavatory Love Machine.
So basically, Avantasia is like a spiritual, mythological theme. This is more of a humor, comedy, tongue-in-cheek type of theme. You know, the albums that come out under this.
Yeah. Avantasia is a pleasant surprise I literally stumbled upon, and it's because I saw the cover of Metal Opera Part 2.
Well,
when I brought it up to the counter in the shop, I literally stood there, listened to the entire album in one go, and I didn't move. Well, I head bobbed, but I didn't move from the spot, and there were people starting to complain that I was hogging the space. Because obviously it was limited amount of spaces that you could listen to the music. But since then, I'll follow them thoroughly. So yeah, that's my 2000 to 2024 kind of recommendation.
Nice. Excellent. See, and that's interesting. So out there amongst the folks watching, and remember, just because you're not hearing things you know necessarily, don't freak out, don't leave. These are things, write them down, so that you can find them later, and then check them out, because it's actually finding new music is a lot harder now than I think it should be, given the amount of access. We talked about this before. There's so much out there, but finding the thing you want within that massive sea of things is hard. So if you're into metal, listen, see what you find.
Yeah, it's great that you mentioned that, because that was the stuff I was going to save to last. So when everybody has had their go, I still think I have a surprise for everybody, and I think you might enjoy it. That is if I can stay awake, because for me, it's tomorrow, whereas you guys are back in the past.
It's in the future.
So if you listen to Tobias Sammet stuff, or the guy, this is what I found Tobias Sammet is when Arian Lucas, his Arian project, put out The Source. Tobias Sammet was thought to be a rival of his, but he guest vocaled on The Source because in real life they're friends. And like those two guys will gateway you to dozens and dozens of other musical artists you've never heard of, or maybe you heard the band they were in or something like that. And they're just, it's such a, like I said, I knew about Arion for 15 or 20 years, but I found out Avantasia in 2017 when The Source came out, and that's when her first Tobias Sammet sing, So it's just an amazing gateway with certain people can get you, like the projects they do, it's just,
Right on. Joker, you had your hand up, sir.
Yes, I did. Because Jim hit a nerve with me, and I am just where my favorite genre is right now is in the land of Vikings and the land of Vikings and bikini teams. That will be the Scandinavian region of the world. We're just some of the best metal. We're just some of the best metals coming out. And as Jim said, you've got this symphonic metal sound. You've either got that or some of the hardest thrash metal you're going to ever hear. And there's really not a lot in between there.
Right.
And
lots of death metal.
And a singer was mentioned a few times. Now the band formed in the early 90s, as most bands in the 2000s did, but it wasn't until like 2001 when their bass player Marco joined that they actually became the band that most people know, and that will be Nightwish. Now this band started off with
one word.
Just one word. So this band started off as a symphonic metal band, and their singer Tarja
Turunen
is a classically trained opera singer. Now that image right there is with their current singer. That is Floor Jansen, who in my opinion is just the greatest vocalist walking God's green earth.
She's a female Pavarotti.
Yes, she is absolutely amazing. She can literally do it all. She can go operatic. I have heard her growl a little bit.
She can go full growl. Listen to After Forever or her previous bands, After Forever, and the other band.
She likes horses.
Yes.
Our husband is a drummer in Sabaton.
Every Christmas around here in UK, we have the. Sorry to interrupt. We have the snowman cartoon coming around about Christmas and the snowman coming alive and all of that. And the Nightwish have Walking in the Air, which is kind of a celebration to that. Yes.
That's a song in the movie.
Yeah, but it is really empowering to hear that. But I have to agree with Joker. Floor, although I didn't like the change initially, since I had been part of Nightwish story from the beginning, Floor definitely have really good heart to bring forward what Nightwish is today, rather than what they were back in the day. So, very good pick.
So it's a big band too. There's a lot of people in this band.
There's 6 people right now.
So what you need is the best thing if you want to gain a appreciation of Nightwish, you can go to YouTube and just type in Nightwish Wacken 2013, and you will get the entire set of Nightwish there. It's about an hour and 45 minutes long.
Oh, nice.
Now, Floor was a guest vocalist because Annette was initially sick, and then she and Tomas, they parted ways and from creative differences and whatnot. But the most impressive thing about this is there is a documentary as well talking about this 2-day interim from when Annette quit and Floor was brought in to their next show, and Floor had to learn an hour and 45-minute set in 48 hours, and it is so cool, and it's just another testament to how good Floor is, and
he can sing in 6 languages,
and it's also interesting because Annette, the previous singer, you've got Tarja, this beautiful operatic singer. You got Floor, who can literally do anything. You have Annette, which was more radio friendly voice, and probably with Floor now, Annette doesn't get the attention she deserves. But under Annette, they sold more albums than any other time.
Nice.
But this but this is a band to definitely.
That was the previous singer you said, right?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure with the
let's see
latest
if I-
album they've passed that now.
There she is.
Okay.
I'm going to be curious here because both me and Joker, we've picked bands that have the gothic theme in the background, gorgeous visuals, and I would say they managed to combine great lyrics, because something I dislike when it comes to metal is when you cannot hear clearly what the singer is trying to say.
Correct.
Yeah. I mean, Annette, so the reason Annette gets a lot of short shrift is because she couldn't sing the stuff that was written for Tarja the way with the operatic style. So she can sing the songs written for her very well. Thomas is a master of music creator. He can.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, and then, by the way, they also have Marco, their bassist, who left now, was their other leads. They had two dual lead singers for all this time period until Marco left. And so it's kind of the band is a story in itself. Marco has his own solo. Hell, Marco could be his own. We could say Marco as our best metal musician of the century too. You know, his own solo career. You know, and Floor has embarked on her solo career now, which has a mix of rock and pop and metal. You know, her previous bands were After Forever, which is not a 21st century band, and then Revamp, which was. And if you want to hear her do growls, full rasp, listen to songs from there. She can sing anything. She literally she also teaches, like, she's a musical coach. Like when Marco's voice, the reason Nightwish found her is because Marco lost his voice. He destroyed his vocal cords, and she coached him back to be able to sing again. She restored his voice, and that's when they first started her singing. I
think that was part because initially he didn't contribute with his voice on the album. He was just a background player, but Tarja or whoever it was started bringing him forward.
Tarja.
And he literally sung his heart out. And that's what probably destroyed the vocal cords or something.
He had no vocal training. In other words, he's singing that full operatic male voice, but has no training for it. And for those who don't know, when you do the rasp, it's your stomach voice. When you try to do your throat voice, you destroy your vocal cords. So, so that's why a lot of like raspy singers, you hear their voices go out after a couple of years because they have no training to know to do it from, like, I'm not going to do it live, but that you sing from down here, like when you do the rasp, and that's how they can sustain it because they're trained to use their stomach voice for the rasp.
So
yep,
good.
got it all.
Such an amazing band.
Yeah,
nice. Good one. Yeah, so I'm dropping the links for where you can find them. I know, and Matt, I know, is also dropping links out there too. So
I will drop links to their music. So you can drop who they are links. I'll drop the links to the music.
Right on.
And again, 2013 Wacken Open Air Festival, the entire hour and 45-minute set.
Yeah,
watch it, and you are a fan.
The full live concert should be on YouTube.
It is.
By the way, one of the three good things YouTube has done in the last 10 years is they've consolidated, like all musicians, like now have an official musician page where all their official releases are on, no matter who released them, whether old record companies or new record companies. So if you go to Nightwish's official page, you'll get everything by Nightwish, by current and former record companies, you know what I mean? Like, or even their side YouTube pages. It all get because the Nightwish page on YouTube is YouTube's Nightwish page that links all the official record. You know.
I believe the main company behind bands like Nightwish, Avantasia, things we currently discussed. I think they called Nuclear Records or something.
Yeah, Nuclear Records is their American distributor.
It might be, but they also had the channel, and they've also had some of the funnier videos like Diggy Diggy Hole. That people probably heard. It is a proper German band, I believe, that actually did a serious cover of the meme song, and I will say it's not bad. They have the costumes, they have everything they need, and they do try to. Well, I wouldn't say try. They succeed to look like a proper metal band, like I'm a Monster Man, the Finnish metal band that always dresses up like zombies and everything. But they
got
they
nothing.
have that funny charisma about them. But it
Right.
is from Nuclear Records or whatever they're called.
Yeah. Nuclear Records, yeah.
But yeah, while we're on the subject of Scandinavian metal, my number one pick on here, Meshuggah.
Aren't they older
No,
than the
that
21st
is a
century?
name I
though?
have not heard in a long time.
Let's see.
Like
I saw them open
Hobson
for
is
Tool
specifically
like
A lot of my
I'm
picks
talking
are
years
about.
ago.
Scandinavian.
Okay, yeah. So I remember Meshuggah when I was a kid.
Right.
Like
Yeah, these
when I was
guys
18 or 19.
have changed the scene as far as
Yeah.
like
Shit.
gent goes. They basically pioneered gent, which is a whole separate subgenre of like progressive metal. Wow, talk about one of the best drummers out there right now. Thomas Huck. Is it Huck? It Haake. I don't know. But here I'll drop their stuff.
Hockey.
There we go. Okay, here is their official website.
Yeah, Meshuggah is just next level on pretty much every aspect. Besides the vocalist is kind of he's kind of pigeonholed in this one little area, but he's good.
The website.
I don't think you guys are gonna like my pick.
Virtuosos. But I was also thinking there's another band from Sweden called Bild Harta. I probably murdered that. Vildhjarta. Bild Harta. And wow, these guys are
Viarta?
Yeah, give me one.
Yeah, I remember back in it was probably like 2000. It was probably like 2002. The first time I saw Tool live, they brought Meshuggah on tour with them, and that was the first I'd seen or heard of them. And like Meshuggah opened up for Tool, and that was quite the show.
Meshuggah performed at the Oscars,
Dempsey,
guys.
sorry to jump in.
What?
If you ever want to see a perplexed audience, watch Meshuggah at the Oscars.
Which means wild heart.
Sure, that's fantastic.
It means what?
Wild heart.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
okay.
What was the other one that you had mentioned, Dempsey?
I put it in private.
Why am I bringing up Google? Because I'm a fucking idiot. That's why.
Boomer moment.
Yeah, amazing.
Never curious why I did something. It's because I'm a fucking idiot.
They're the people who came up with Thal. It's just a next level, different type of metal that just couldn't exist here in America like the way that they made it there. Like if you go watch their video Dagger, they're doing that stereotypical Scandinavian metal thing. They're standing out in the middle of the woods and it's all dark and they're playing their music out there and just thrashing around. It's great stuff. Amazing band. I highly recommend you check them out if you're looking for a new metal. These guys
did you just pull up, Roman?
Brutal.
Is that's
who I'm talking about. Yeah. I just didn't know how to say it properly.
Yeah, they're really good.
That is for everyone speaking English. That name was really tricky to pronounce properly. It's Vildhjarta.
Vildhjarta.
What does it mean?
Got it right first try.
Heart.
Wild Heart?
Swedish.
Yes.
Yeah, highly recommend them. Yes. Yeah, so go out there, check them out. These guys, they will melt your face off while you're sitting there listening to them. I recommend starting with Dagger and working your way out from there.
You may be noticing a theme with the bands right now. Because
Scandinavian.
Everything, the heavy shit out of Europe. That's because we talk about the birth of metal, where it came from, and then it came over here for a while, but
the American
not
music,
the European.
They haven't even left the Nordic part of Europe. We haven't even gone south of Denmark yet.
No, we haven't.
Right. Haven't even gotten to Ginger yet. We'll get there.
Oh, Dempsey, I love you.
Say that's who I was thinking. You guys were talking about female metal vocalists. My brain went instantly to Tatiana from Ginger.
Okay. Tatiana.
Because her
what
range is wild.
hang on. All right, you're moving too fast for the old man. Slow down.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
Well, if we get far enough, I will have a metal band from a place none of you would think metal bands exist.
New Jersey.
I'm sure you do.
Nope.
Alaska.
Nope.
I've got one that you guys probably wouldn't have
Damn it, Roman.
guessed that I would bring. I've got a couple, but I'm not trying to
that one in
steal
the
it
chat
all.
as
So.
well. And what is this? What was the band you guys were just talking about?
Ginger. I put it in
Ginger.
private.
What, just like it
They've
sounds?
recently been touring with
like it
POD,
sounds,
which
not
is
like
out
how
of
it's
my
spelled.
hometown of San Diego.
It's a J.
No,
Ginger.
J-I-N.
J-I-N-G. Yeah.
Oh, Ginger.
And-
Yeah.
You motherfucker.
I love reaction videos to Ginger because
Right,
she has
Pisces.
the way her voice.
Pisces, yes.
Yeah. Yep.
They recently they did a tour of POD. I think their singer is actually featured on one of the songs on their new album coming out soon.
J-E-R.
Really?
J-E-R.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
There we
I'll
go.
always have love for the POD guys because they're from my hometown. But yeah, they worked with them recently.
Oh, nice, man. I'm jealous.
here we go.
Yeah, that is a hell of a talented band. Their drummer, them and
Oh, their
Sugar's
drummer's
drummer,
ridiculous.
Man, wow. Just
Their drummer
wow.
is ridiculous.
Yes, he is. Yeah, he's one of those classical trained jazz guys, right?
Right.
It's usually the best drummers. Like even the drummer from Tool, like his influences are a lot of jazz. And it's wild how like these metal drummers incorporate jazz into how they do their like rudiments and shit.
Right. Agreed.
Oh, Jim, another good one. Wow. I saw them live. They're amazing.
Well, you saw them live.
Max says you need a producer, Roman.
I do need a producer. Thank you, Max.
Ginger Ninja.
What's up, Ginger? Good timing.
Oh wow,
It's perfect.
It's you.
But
it's funny because I haven't heard of any of these. I'm not.
So this band here comes out of Ukraine,
right?
And her voice. I was ready to go see them. They were playing the day after St. Patrick's Day here in town. Lockdown happened, and I'm like,
wow.
Yeah, I was not a happy camper.
Didn't they form in 2008?
Something around there, yeah.
Yeah, that seems like it's so recent, but it was not really. That was like
it was like 16 years ago.
Just, 2009, and they got down
Yeah,
I was there, Gandalf.
That's right.
That was years ago.
And so as we've said, the video for Pisces is going to shock you at first because you get this beautiful sound first, and then the downbeat hits, and there's this raw, and I'm just like, what the hell is that? That is fucking amazing.
Yes,
but the video and the song "Teacher, Teacher," so good because she goes bars on that. She growls. She sings clean lyrics. It's a little bit of everything, and the band is, and the band themselves are just the band members themselves are musically so on point. They are so good.
Right.
I think
that
she's
bottom
fine
right
as hell,
corner.
too.
That bottom right corner. That's the first song by them I ever heard.
Yes.
And wow, yeah, she looks good in that video. Let me tell you.
So their website actually looks like
I think she's fine as hell.
Very user friendly.
Yes.
A lot of videos.
Well,
here too. So
well. Since then, she has expanded her tattoos up in her neck now.
Right.
And
I'm into it.
And it's still hot as fuck. Fuck. I'm just saying.
She is.
Scissors.
Scissors.
Especially with her beautiful voice, because like you were talking about earlier, Matt, this girl actually trained. This girl knows how to do that guttural sound and not hurt her voice. And she can flawlessly just switch back and forth between the two on the fly. It's crazy.
I know this is anecdotal, but like I'm under the impression that European musicians go to like conservatories when they're kids, and American musicians grow up in broken homes and learn to sing in bars.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, Dempsey, you mentioned that, and Matt also mentioned this too. someone who knows how.
Yeah,
someone who
imagine
knows-
if Iggy Pop went to Juilliard.
right? So someone who also knows how to protect her voice, and I did not hear of this band until after they got their current singer, who I had seen previously 3 times with her first band being the Agonist. Arch enemy, Alyssa White Gloves is just fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, agreed.
And she also does
Wonder
work
had
with
that.
Tobias Sammet and Aaron Lucas with their mega.
Yes.
projects.
Yep.
And at one of the Agonist shows I got right there.
Oh, nice. Nice. Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
So, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I got
so
no.
I go-
I got
Another-
breakfast
so-
stuff.
Oh, and no surprise, Arch Enemy, Swedish
Arch Enemy's
band.
awesome.
Swedish
Arch
band.
Enemy's good, dude. But see, they always
All right,
remind
Matt,
me of in this moment. And no, I'm seriously.
Okay.
They're very similar.
I promise I do not own stock in this band I'm about to promote the hell out of. Okay. In my opinion, they are the most talented collection of musicians ever to play together. And if you know who the song I'm highlighting in my title is, or who the band is. So originally I heard about the band that Yari came from, Ensiferium, in the 1990s. They're kind of a folk metal band, also from Scandinavia, Finland, and all that. And then I remember I didn't hear about his side project, which is this band, until about 2012. Okay, so prior to that, Metallica had been my dead favorite band, to the point I was one of the Metallica fans who would turn my back on other bands playing when I was young. You know, the old school Metallica, like you fan.
Right. Oh,
and
yeah.
then I heard
No
this band
Megadeth
play
too, huh?
in like 2012, 2013. Okay, it's Winter Sun. With Yari Mayapea is the sort of founder. He's a songwriter. Kai Haito, Temu Mantasari, and Yuka, who I can't pronounce his last name. It seems like the easiest one. They're the 4 members of Winter Sun. They all play. They all sing. They all play multiple instruments and sing. So they're a Finnish, well, centered around Finland. Finnish, I guess you would call them a progressive power melodic death metal band. However you want to define that. They have influence of folk music. They have influence of all the type of speed metal, black metal. And some people say it's like if Metallica played folk black metal. So that's another description of Winter Sun.
Right.
Yeah, black metal.
And so right now, for the next 5 days, here's why I don't own stock in this. On Indiegogo, I believe it is. They're putting out their Indiegogo to raise money to finish Time 2. It's like 5 more days, and if you sign up for it, you'll get downloads of the highest quality possible tracks, like studio quality tracks, of multiple versions of every song they've ever done. So Time 1, Time 2, the Forest Seeds. They've only released 19 songs. Okay, but that 19 songs, I think the average length of the song is 11 or 12 minutes long.
Holy crap!
Yeah. Like you could listen to, I think it's the Forest Seeds, which has 5 songs on it. I think it's a well over an hour. Okay, and it takes Yari, like when he was mixing Time 1, because Time 1 and Time 2 was supposed to come out and run at the same time, right? It took him, I think it's 6 years. Like each track, after do the initial recordings, he will then record all this, like the third guitar, the fourth guitar himself. Have 200 levels of mixing in it before the studio versions come out.
Yeah, right there.
He's obsessed with making
tracks
perfect music. Perfect music. Like he's even said, like, if there's even a note off in the recording, I'll scrap the whole recording.
Wow.
And that's why it takes so long. But Winter Sun's only released perfect music. Like if you listen to any song they put out, there's the Sons of Winter and Stars is usually a gateway into them, and it's a song about Viking gods in space, basically, who protect. It's a science fiction song about Vikings, and I could do every song. So I promise I'm not going to go into details every song, but Like it's such an epic song about an ancient race of Viking gods that come back to save the people they came from a new evil god. You know, then there's loneliness. If you ever want to know what a depressed person feels like, mentally ill, listen to Loneliness, right? But then there's what, in my view, is the greatest song ever written. It's called Time. Okay, it is, and like Kai, like if you watch Kai, I'm surprised Kai did not die trying to play Time live. They must have had an IV on him for the amount of dehydration he goes through for the drum work on Time. Okay, like there's a puddle around him. You can see the puddle forming as I want to link the live studio versions of several of the songs if I can when I get them. When I'm done like going crazy praising them, you know. So Time 2 is going to be released at the end of, I believe, August. But the Indiegogo sign up ends in 5 days to get the full release of all the like the highest studio quality tracks. Plus, they're going to do a full booklet and all that sort of stuff. You know, it's an amazing like to get that, and plus, just for the hell of it, he's taking all of his old music that he made this experiment with, remastering it, and he's going to give you that in the project as well. You know, that's like another 15 or 20 songs. You know, so I don't know how. I mean, you could hear it in my voice. Like, you know, I'm usually very downplayed about a lot of stuff, guys. And this, when I heard this band, it's like listening to heaven. You know, I wish I don't blast my music as much anymore because I try to be respectful of the neighbors. You know, when I play Winter Sun, I play so loud my speakers crack. You know, and nice. They're their songs are like operatic and cavernous and like you can't listen to them loud enough. You know what I mean? Like if you put your stereo on 7 and with the amp on 10, you're like, oh my god, that's awesome. Put it up to 8, and you're like, that's even more awesome. Like there are a couple of bands that the louder they get, the even better they get. I don't know what else to say.
So Matt, I have a question. Do you like this band?
Hell yeah, I like this band. Hell freaking yeah. You know,
so they don't have their own website that I can find. Matt, do they have their own website?
Yari has. I think it's gonna be like. I'll find his official website. Give me.
Because I'm like on their. I'm on their YouTube, which is, we're not their YouTube. Their Facebook, which is kind of gay. It's not super gay. It's just kind of gay.
His actual. First, let me link his YouTube site, which is Winter Sun Yari.
There you go. Okay, yeah, because I don't like sharing the Facebook stuff because it's.
Then I'll drop some songs. Video.
Nice.
And yeah, and again, for everybody out there, sorry, we can't actually play the music. YouTube fucking hates musicians and doesn't want us to share their music with you so that you will buy their shit. That's why.
Yeah,
YouTube
it really does suck.
It does.
Because instead we're making money off of other people's music, which is what they don't want you to do. But we're not fucking doing that. We are talking about other people's music so that you can know who these bands are,
right,
and buy their shit.
We can't even play like 7 seconds of it.
No, we'll get the fuck beat out of us because anytime I do this stuff, anytime I delve into the rules, they fuck me, and then we lose the stream for 24 hours, and then we may have not done the stream. So
I really detest the way YouTube has become these days when it comes to, because we're discussing stuff we're passionate about.
Right.
And it is essentially a free promotion for the bands, the groups, the singers, the talents, the creatives behind it. And YouTube just goes, nah, sorry, boom, you go away.
Right.
Fuck off with you and your enthusiasm, mister. We don't want that over here. So fuck you, YouTube. Thank you very much.
I blame reaction YouTubers.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What is a reaction YouTuber?
Where they basically plagiarize something and they sit in the corner and go, oh my god!
Whoa. It's like, I'm a 20-year-old girl. This is the first time I'm seeing Ghostbusters.
Those are the bad
ones. And these are first reactions, and yet everything is like right in queue. Bullshit! Right. You have watched that thing at least 3 times.
Yeah, you called it because there was one that I was
There's that
following
Susie
for a
Q
little
girl
while,
who was just basically ripping off anime, and she was just people would just watch her channel to watch anime.
But there was one like you said, Joe. She was so spot on calling everything thing that was going to happen going forward. I was just going to say, you must have watched this film more times than I have, and I watched it at least 20 times.
I do want to play a little devil's advocate there. There are some reactors who legit like the charismatic voice. She's an opera singer who analyzes vocals.
I like
She's
her.
really good.
Okay.
Voice, she's
Yeah.
really,
Good point.
really good.
Yeah.
Good point,
So,
man.
Cody reacts.
You want to just go
Cody
like,
reacts.
"Oh, this is a cool song," yeah, and then end the video. Don't ever watch that shit.
Yeah.
Right.
No, charismatic voice. She did a reaction video to Dan Vask's. Was it?
Well,
Not
I mean-
Hallelujah. It's
Good Vask gets,
Amazing
you know,
Grace,
he's got a whole system he does so he can. I mean, John is actually he did a DM with Vask. Ask him how is it you play other people's stuff on YouTube, and you know you can actually still make it out there. And John, are you with us or did you doze off over there? He wakes up at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
So he he basically said if you have the intention of like what Dan Vask does is like he fully re-records, he records cover songs. The difference is like what we're talking about on YouTube. Like if you pull up a music video, if you pull up a song, they're gonna be like, copyright strike. You're playing someone else's music.
Right.
Dan Vask replied to me when I commented on one of his tweets, and he said that if you put up a like 100% re-recorded this is kind of like an awkward way to say it, but like original cover, meaning like you re-recorded all of the instruments, all of the vocals, like you're not using any samples of the original song. If you cover the song and post it, they will still flag it and say, hey, this is copyrighted material, but because you didn't use any audio recordings of the original, we'll flag it as copyright. We're not going to tell you to take it down. If this video monetizes, we will pay the appropriate allocation out to the original copyright owner, and then you can monetize whatever else you get. So that's sort of what I got from him, is that like you don't like you don't have to get like a license, but it's like if you record a cover, they're like, okay, like, yeah, we recognize this is not your original material, but we'll let you leave it up. But yeah, some YouTube streams where it's like, oh, we're going to pull up and play like 10 seconds of a song by whoever. They're going to be like, stop it, edit that out. Like,
and if you listen to musicians like Elizabeth and Kevin interviews a lot of them on her show, on her site channel. A lot of them like legit reactors who spread their music. They get legit reactors can get like a minor band spread big time, you know. But
they put this like disclaimer usually in the description of their videos where they put out there like, we don't own any of this. We're just putting it out there for like reaction purposes. Blah 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 blah. They kind of put this thing in the description of all their videos that sort of give them a waiver of like, we're not claiming.
What they do is they don't monetize their channel. They just go to Patreon or whatever to make
and they say like, we're not claiming any ownership of this. We're doing this for the purpose of reaction. And a lot of times what they do is they'll pause. What I've seen a lot of the people that specifically do the reaction videos. I think if you just like play a song straight through, that's like a whole other thing. But if you play a couple seconds and if you pause every 10 seconds to be like, oh my God, wow, that was so crazy. Like you get a little more of a pass if you like pause it every couple seconds. I don't know.
But members of Nightwish, for example, even said when Ghost Love Score with Floor hit the reactor community in 2016 or so, they think that gave them like 500,000 record sales from the amount of people who never heard of them before, who just went all over it, you know?
Right.
So
and one of the most popular reaction videos out there is that Pisces video we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
From Ginger. Yeah.
What is a band that you would like to discuss, John?
Oh, me? Oh, I don't know.
Fuck are you? You just gonna hang back
for the conversation to see what other people had to talk about. Like, I don't have any. I didn't necessarily have any like bands you've never heard of or anything. I just kind of figured, because I'm a little bit of more of the youngster in the crowd here. I recognize
this
that.
Is actually your time. This is your generation.
I'm right there with you, Kevin.
My freshman year of high school was in the year 2000. And so when we're talking about music from the 2000s on, I'm like, oh, well, that was That was when I was like really starting to get into music. But I might have some unpopular takes on what one considers metal. Because what, like, a lot of times when you think of like metal, you think of like 70s, 80s, like Iron Maiden, Metallica, you know, Slayer, all that kind of stuff that was out at that time. But like the 2000s, it was like, what kind of bands were making music in the 2000s that were considered metal? One that I think gets a little bit of a pass. Their debut album came out in 1999, but really their big heyday was in the 2000s, and mostly just because I've been going down a major rabbit hole doing research about this band lately, and I'll probably have to do some videos or live streams about them lately. Might be an unpopular take, but Slipknot.
Yeah.
That was definitely one of mine.
I'm with you.
For sure.
It was on my list too. Yeah.
I think Slipknot is one of
good.
those bands that they got a lot of flack in their early days of being considered part of like the new metal thing, or being part of like the rap metal thing. And I remember I had a friend who he got their debut album, came out in 99, brought it over. I remember like the very first, I very distinctly remember the first time he like put the CD on, and me and like two of my friends were listening to it, and we're thinking like, what the fuck is up with these guys that are like wearing the weird jumpsuits and like the Halloween masks? They got 9 members, they've got 3 drummers, all this stuff. Like what is this? And like everyone could kind of laugh at it and say, oh, this is stupid, this is ridiculous. But at this day and age in 2024, I would argue that they are one of the biggest bands in the world right now, because what big metal music festival does not happen anymore? Ozfest. What replaced Ozfest? Knotfest.
Fest, yeah.
Slipknot basically took over and started hosting their own festival called Knotfest in all the locations that used to host Ozfest. And Roman was on this with me a while ago. We did maybe like a year or two ago on my channel. We did a live stream basically talking about bands that have really, really ridiculous gimmicks but are wildly successful. I mean, we went all the way back to talking about Kiss. Like, I'm sure when Kiss came out with their costumes and their makeup and their platform heels, and everyone's like, what the fuck is this? This is ridiculous. This is stupid. Like, any band that has a really good gimmick that winds up being successful, people probably laugh at them in the beginning. But it's like, here they are. Like, you can't argue the success that they have. They're actually, funny enough, to today, if any of you are familiar with in kind of near the Joshua Tree area of California near Nevada, there's a very, very small venue called Pappy and Harriet's in what's called Pioneer Town. Slipknot is playing a show there tonight. They put it out there, like tickets were $9 each.
Wow.
You could only buy 2 tickets per person, and they are non-refundable and non-transferable because they're coming up on their 25th anniversary of their debut album, and they want to go back to playing the small clubs, do some intimate shows, some other stuff. And I'm really curious to see tomorrow what comes out of like pictures and videos and things. They're probably going to have new masks. They're probably going to have all sorts of new interesting stuff. I very much think they're one of those bands that like people probably really laughed at them and really ridiculed them and made fun of them in the early days. But now we're at this point where, I mean, they're throwing their own festivals, they're selling out arenas, they're selling out like they're huge. It's ridiculous. And I will even go so far as to argue, this is actually a hill that I will die on, that I think Corey Taylor is one of the most underrated vocalists in just music in general, because I think they look at him as like, oh, you're in that band with the guys with the jumpsuits and the masks, and then, you know, there was Stone Sour for a while, but Stone Sour's kind of on like an indefinite hiatus and stuff. But look up, maybe I should try to find it and drop the link in here. Corey Taylor, a couple years ago, a bunch of different musicians in the metal community did a sort of like a tribute album to Dio. And it was like, okay, we're gonna have this vocalist, this guitarist, this drummer, and it was like a mishmash, whatever, of different musicians covering different songs by Rainbow, by Dio, by, you know, whatever. Corey Taylor did the lead vocals on a cover of Rainbow in the Dark, and holy fucking shit, like you laugh at this guy, laugh at Slipknot all you want, but like listen to that cover. Like this dude is an undisputed like vocal talent. So I think just their singer alone, Corey Taylor, is a very underrated vocalist. Their guitarist, the whole band, everybody like it's just very, very talented. But I think people just kind of discount them for how their image.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to say before he died, Joey, the
yes, yep, the original drummer,
the original drummer, probably one of the best drummers in the world.
Oh, 100%.
That was absolutely fucking ridiculous.
If you want to hear Corey's vocal talents, there was a tribute to Alice in Chains at Mopop a couple years ago. And basically, they made super groups to cover every one of Alice in Chains' songs.
Yep, I remember watching that live stream. Yep.
And Corey sings "Man in a Box." Okay.
Yes.
I do remember that.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. With another.
I remember watching that whole live stream because they were like getting inducted into that museum, and oh my god, it just so good.
Yeah. So that's and
there were
if you
actually
want
a couple
funny
of pair-offs, but
if you want a funny real life Slipknot story, like real life, we went to a concert in I want to say 99 or 2000, like before they were super big. So when it was still down to Meet the Fans, like at the Edge. I'm there with my cousin, his friend, and whatever. And you mentioned the three drummers, right? So I don't know if it was my cousin or his friend next to him who shouts out, "Why do you guys have three drummers?" And the dude yells back, "I'm not a drummer, I'm a percussionist. We have two percussionists and one drummer." He yells at him.
Yep. Nice.
Yeah, so this is one that, like I said, just mostly specifically because they got the 25th anniversary coming up on their first album. I very, very clearly remember the very first time I heard their music. And just it's one of those bands that because they have sort of an odd image that I think people tend to not take them seriously, but I think they're a lot more talented than people give them credit for. And when we did the live stream on my channel a couple of years ago, I mean, we talked about Kiss, we talked about Slipknot, we talked about Rammstein, Mudvayne, all these guys that like they have like really far out there fucking wacky images, and people are just they discount them and like, oh, you're just a this, that, or whatever. But it's like, but it's like sometimes like you have to have a gimmick to kind of get your name out there and kind of get yourself out there. Like I even made the case.
Brutally honest, Slipknot and Rammstein are not in the same category. Rammstein are just out of their minds, especially if you've seen some of the, shall we say, more explicit videos.
Which I've seen them. I've seen Rammstein live as well.
They've been banned. They've been banned here 3 times.
There's been all sorts. I've read a lot
because
of
what
stories.
their stage show is legit dangerous in the U.S.
Yeah, they're pyros. It's just ridiculous.
That's why they have to do a lot of outdoor venues now. So funny enough, when I saw actually the only time I've seen Rammstein live was on the same bill with Mudvayne, System of a Down, and Slipknot, and it was inside an indoor arena, which all the bands had massive amounts of pyrotechnics. I don't know how they didn't burn the fucking place down. But I was there and I witnessed it, and goddamn. But
So Limp Bizkit was doing that back then too, with the whole painting yourself up. They had I forget what is their guitar player's name, but he would put in the black eye contacts and paint himself up. Yeah, West.
Yep.
Yeah,
West Bloom.
Yeah, a lot of people were doing that back then. So you brought up Mudvayne. That was another one on my list.
That's another
shocking.
One.
Yeah, right.
And I've even made the case too, like when I've talked about bands that bands that have a gimmick and they're successful stuff. Like I even made the point that I would go so far as to say like a band like the Ramones had a gimmick. Like you look at them and think, oh, they're just wearing like ripped up blue jeans and t-shirts and Chuck Taylors and whatever stuff. It's like, yeah, but like that was their look. Like every band that has been successful has had a cohesive look on stage. When they're on stage, they look like they belong together. They're wearing the ripped up blue jeans, they're wearing their Chuck Taylors, they're wearing their band t-shirts, they got the long shaggy hair, I mean, look all the way back to the Beatles in the 60s, and the Beatles and their hair went like beyond their ears, and everyone's like, get a haircut, hippie. But it's like that was their look. Like they had a cohesive look. So I think like even the most average looking band, I look at that and I say that's planned. They had a gimmick, they had a look, they have a uniform, if you will. And that when we go on stage, we're gonna look like we belong on stage together.
Because it was a band I was holding back, although the chat has already mentioned Sabaton.
Yes.
They're massive history geeks, especially focusing on the military side of history. But they do have a loose kind of uniform where it is military khakis.
Yeah, Sabaton was my number 3 band to mention.
The flak jackets.
Yeah, exactly. They have a little bit of that. You're correct with the style. Most successful bands in metal have had that idea of let's make something. They're the only band that stands out, and they're not in the 2000s, so to speak. It's Motley Crue, but it's, the key is kind of in the name. It's a band just bundled together.
Right,
exactly.
Yeah, every time I hear Sabaton, it makes me think of Mon Amarth.
Now you mentioned Sabaton. They do a song. They do a song about a Sergeant York, which I first heard which I first heard that song when it was covered by Amaranth, another Swedish band.
A really good one.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Twitch
stream. I'm doing that movie Tuesday.
My favorite Sabaton song is 40-1 about the battle of whatever it was called in Poland,
where like 300 Polish troopers held off tens of thousands of Germans for 3 days.
The cavalry charge versus the tanks. But I'll give you a fun fact about Sabaton. Because Sweden never locked down during the mysterious origin of the virus we will never talk about.
Mm-hmm.
They actually played literally to a stage full like this when the rest of us were stuck at home. And they produced one of the greatest live performances I've ever seen. It's called En livstid I krig, which means a lifetime at war. And they have a GoPro camera behind them that shoots the stage from behind the band, and then just the microphones from the stage picking up. And the crowd, estimated to be about 14,000 people, out-sing the singer with the microphone and the amazing PA system that he has. I'll try and drop a link in the private chat, but obviously we can't show it due to YouTube.
Right.
But I highly recommend watching that and get the goosebumps, because whilst we were stuck at home, they did that.
Now, also, there was a Sabaton just a few years ago, at 2019. Sabaton brought on Julie Gao, the famous
cellist.
Yes,
yeah, she was.
And I'm actually looking at the video right now, doing the song Swedish Pagans. So
they brought her on the Assassin's Creed Viking soundtrack too. She was on that.
So
I'm dropping.
Basically, folks, a lot of these bands, if you look up Walk-In Open Air, you're going to see a lot of these bands, I bet, playing.
Oh, yeah.
Also dropping Sabaton's Tolkien song, Black Riders, about the Nazgul.
Nice.
So, can I go next?
Good.
Okay. So, I always like to bring something unique to the show with this type of thing, okay? And I like promoting this guy's company because it does great work for kids, okay? It's called the O'Keefe Music Foundation. If you've never heard of them, they're on YouTube. Go to the YouTube page. I'll drop in the private chat here for us so you can get one.
Here we go.
Let me Copy. Yeah, there it is. So what he does, he's a music school. He's a music school, and it's been around for 20 or 30 years, and he teaches kids music, most with subsidized and for free, using hard rock and heavy metal. And these kids cover some of the most difficult metal and rock songs, plus other stuff, classical music, blues, and whatever. Depends on the kid what they want to cover. They do sometimes full music videos, right?
Yeah, they're pretty good too.
So are you telling me this is the real world school of rock?
Yes.
Well, there's also the School of Rock, which is another place like this, but I don't think their kids are as good as these kids, you know. So I'm about to drop probably 5 or 6 of their best work, but they literally cover like 40 Danzig songs, and they're all great. You know, like there's like thousands of videos. You could go forever just listening to them cover stuff. And sometimes they have little kids doing it. Sometimes they have like teenagers. Like there's one girl, Kayla Rose, who's now on her way up on her own musician, who's a legendary, really good vocalist with rock and metal stuff. But let me, I'll give you my favorite ones. Got my favorites in.
Someone loading a gun in the background.
Right. There is like some scratchy sound that's been.
You know that might be Beard of Liberty. No, just because we don't see him, it doesn't mean he's not here.
Like the first one I'm dropping is O'Keefe's
in my heart.
cover of Duality by Slipknot.
Hey, guys, I got to drop out for 1 sec. Just kind of manage yourselves for a minute.
Yep.
Quick.
This is your moment, Matt.
takeover.
Do it.
So here's Duality from Slipknot, covered by kids. Okay, kids.
So it's like Kids Bop, but cool.
Yeah, but they're not. It's not like they don't turn into a pop song. They do the metal of it.
I'm saying it's like Kids Bop, but cool.
Yeah.
So I've seen videos like that, but of like kids and like teenagers covering Tool songs, and they're fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, they did this. I'm going to give you 3 Tool songs by Kayla Rose sings both of them. But first, if you listen to the track I'm about to, because she's 10 years old when she covers Cosmic Love from Florence and the Machine. Her voice is 10 times bigger than her body when she does this song that I'm about to drop. Cosmic Love. And when she hits the high note on the second chorus, like you'll feel something in your body vibrate with the camera, you know. And
sounds naughty.
Not in a bad way, not in a naughty way. I know these are kids. I don't want to make like jokes like kids, you know.
Yeah, good point.
I'm a big fan of things like this. I've never heard of O'Keefe.
And here's them covering 46 and
because
Tool.
I'm from Europe.
Maynard from 46 and Tool promoted their cover of this.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really nice. But I'm a big fan of this because not all kids fit into the school system and everything. And most successful people I've come across in my life that has been quite long, spanning 6 decades. The talented ones are the ones that struggle with school until they found a charity outlet or an organization or something that said, hey, we recognize your talent. We know that this is something that works for you. Welcome back, Roman.
Thanks. Jacob, did you have a chance to go yet, Jacob? You've been quiet as a mouse or quiet as a raccoon. Although
no, not yet. I've been listening and writing down band names.
Yeah, so have I.
So what do you got, Jacob? And so who has not gone? Jacob hasn't gone. Sammy, have you gone yet?
No, I have not.
You haven't gone yet. Okay, so I want to make sure everybody gets their piece
Shield
of
Wall
Shield Wall
hasn't gone yet.
and Shield Wall. Okay. So
Have you gone
Jacob, what do you
already?
got?
Okay, so I'm not. It's not going to be obscure. I've only dipped my toes into the heavy metal scene, so I'm going to go with System of a Down.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're
real. I like System of a Down. I know not everybody likes System of a Down. But I like System of a Down a lot. Actually, here I got their.
I like
unusual
bands that aren't exactly the mainstream. You know, that have a different sound to them, and I think they have a different sound.
That's a solid.
Yeah,
choice.
they would qualify.
The lead singers of Operatic. Studied opera.
When Toxicity came out, Toxicity was. I mean, that was a real punch. Chop Suey, which is a funny name, but the song fucking just kicks ass. The lyrical, the chorus on that song is spectacular. And Ariel's, my goodness, it's I like I said, I know not everybody digs them, but I thought they were fantastic.
Well, I like
Well,
that
System of
Serge
a Down
Tankian
managed
uses.
to do, I would say, not necessarily a renaissance, but MTV was starting to branch out to all the silly stuff like the Jackass shows and stuff
Teenage
like that, and started
pregnancy
moving
and-
away too much from music. And then they started going really mainstream. So it was nothing other than, say, Britney Spears or whatever the other main pop stars was. But thanks to System of a Down, they managed to still maintain, at least here in Europe, a spot once a week. I think it was an hour dedicated to rock and metal music videos and everything. And well, I was working morning shifts, and the show was on in like 1 o'clock in the morning. So what I used to do was my shift was done by 12 o'clock. I literally ran home, went to sleep, so I could wake up for 1 o'clock in the morning when it was on here. Listen to that. That was kind of my wake up call. Have a cup of coffee, and then just head back to work when it started at 5 o'clock in the morning. But System of a Down was featured quite heavily, and I liked Chop Suey. There is another one that is really, really good from there. I think it might be under the Hypnotize album. But yeah, a really, really good call. And I would say it's a good one. Really good one for metal.
They're definitely one of those bands where I feel like Serge Tankian definitely, like, he uses his voice more like an instrument than like just singing. Like, he's not just singing his words, like he's trying to be an instrument, just like the guitar, just like the bass, just like the drums. And it like it definitely created that unique sound. And it's kind of interesting what Jim was talking about, like kind of in that era where MTV was starting to move away from music videos and just, we're just gonna show TV shows and stuff. I mean, I even remember just a few years before that, it was like 97, 98, where if you guys can harken back to TRL, Total Request Live with Carson Daly, and there were a lot of years there where that shit was dominated by like the boy bands and by Britney Spears and whatever. And it was like a big reckoning when all of a sudden like Korn came in and took the number one spot, and then like POD came in and took the number one spot, and like rock bands started to like come back and like take over the number one spot on TRL that had predominantly been dominated by pop shit music and stuff. And like we kind of saw this shift in the late 90s, early 2000s of like, okay, like people want rock music, like we want music back, like
before,
and then we lost it again.
And then we lost it again.
Before Total Request Live, which was around the year 2000, they used to have like 1-800 Dial MTV around the early 90s. When Metallica put out the Black Album and Guns N' Roses put out Use Your Illusions 1 and 2, and Tool dropped their album around that time, and Korn dropped their album.
Undertow.
For that 1.5 year period, MTV, you could see them furious that Metallica and Guns N' Roses all dominated the top 3 dial-ins for like a year and a half. And then someone go, maybe this week, so like this so-and-so pop artist can dethrone them. Nope, not this week.
Nope.
Top 4 song, like two Guns N' Roses song, Metallica song, and Korn song. You know, like.
Well, I honestly think that the decline in the popularity had a lot to do with the timing of everything that was happening on there, because Beavis and Butthead stopped running, Headbangers Ball stopped running.
It was
Headbangers Ball was a fucking gift. That was one of that in 120 minutes were you discovered so many bands. That's back when MTV actually gave a fuck and you discovered bands.
And I remember that too. And Beavis and Butthead, like when they would like make fun of like Tool music videos,
they would have
music videos and stuff. It was like, they were making fun of it, but they were showing the video. Like
I have all the original Beavis and Butthead, all the original music videos edited back in.
Because I think that's the first
Pantera,
time I saw like Letters to Cleo or something they were making fun of. Also, I think the big downfall of MTV was when they started with that whole road rules thing. and started doing
as soon as they started doing reality television,
And
it
then
was,
Well, okay. Well, I will say this. I will say this. The first 2 seasons of the Real World was actually reality television. It's after that
probably
it
the
went
only one.
But that was the poison in the well, though, because then then that's all it became.
They saw how easy it was to produce.
And the same thing happened to the History Channel and all that other stuff. They were like, oh,
now the History Channel is
It's
a
all ancient
conspiracy
aliens.
theory channel.
yeah,
And God, what happened to what's
And
the
Pawn
Education Channel, or it was like my Honey Boo Boo and my 600,000 million pound life.
The Learning Channel with Honey Boo Boo.
Yeah, the Learning
David
Channel.
Zasloff made a fortune on that.
So Sammy, because I mean the clock is ticking. I don't know what.
So I'm just gonna hit you guys with some bullet point ones because you can see what a basic bitch I am in metal. I think my go-to probably one of these days is either probably Volbeat or Ghost.
Hey, Ghost is awesome.
I love
solid
Ghost, I
choices.
really do.
Which one do you want me to highlight here, Sammy?
Probably Ghost. Just I'd say they're probably one of the biggest metal bands in the world right now. Yeah,
I don't know.
They remind me of like a new age
I have to
King
go with you on this because I'm not I myself there. And I'll get to this maybe at the end. I tend to go back to the older bands that are still putting stuff out in this modern era, and I'm glad they're there. But there are like a couple of the the 2000s plus. But I don't know a ton of these type of bands. That's why I like doing shows.
You actually might really like this band because
I think
honestly, from my perspective, their sound is very 80s, but their image does not match their sound. But Roman, honestly, you might actually like their music. It's very 80s.
It's very divisive in the metal community, this band.
Yes,
they are.
Really? Why?
Because
they're hot
kind of
topic.
on the wuss side.
They're hot
and
topic.
Some of the more purists, like rah Cookie Monster kind of people, they really don't like the softer, more operatic side.
Yeah, but since I listen to everything, I don't give a shit. Another band that I think deserves an honorable mention is Mastodon. I think those guys.
I fucking love Mastodon.
You guys just named off all the bands Roman was going to talk about.
Mastodon is a Swedish metal band, right? So they have that European metal and American metal people with their, grew up in a bar and all that, like may not quite get some awesomeness of European metal. I hate to say it that way, but
and like I said, even Volbeat, even though they are a Scandinavian band, tend to go more on the American style.
But those guys are good though, man.
I love his voice.
Yeah.
I love his voice.
And he breaks one of the rules because I can't understand what the hell he's saying ever, but like I just know that I love it.
Right?
But
gotta love the Cookie Monster metal, dude.
And some Queens of the Stone Age is technically metal, but
even I have a hard time throwing Queens into that category.
No, they can't. They can't be categorized that way. But when they lock in and actually play metal, it's great. But they're something else entirely.
Right.
Well, the Queens of the Stone Age is one of those bands. It's Queens of the Stone Age when you hear it. It doesn't.
Exactly.
There's a lot of bands though that might have one song that could be considered metal, like Cheap Trick, Born to Raise Hell. That's like the hardest song they ever do.
Well, that's the thing.
Or
hard rock,
Backside of a Bullet.
The best hard rock bands kind of touch on the edge of metal. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like AC/DC.
Yeah.
Well, even Queen, Princes of the Universe. That's almost a metal song. Like they touch on the edge of it, but know they're a rock band, so they don't go over. You know what I mean? So it's like. Or there's a Japanese band I love called Bandmaid. If you haven't heard Bandmaid,
Bandmaid. Yeah, they're on my list. Yeah.
They're there. They touch on the edge of metal, but they're a hard rock band. You know what I mean? And they're really good. Plus they're good to look at.
Oh yeah, certainly.
Yeah,
agreed. If you haven't heard, go listen to them.
Okay. Yeah. What do you got?
I've got a few. I did have System of a Down, but Now I have a lot of their songs are not heavy metal, but a lot of them are. I have Tenacious D.
There you
down.
go. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Certainly.
yes, I support
because-
this. I fully support this.
Agreed.
Their song of metal is literally about how
The
how
metal.
metal is metal, and
Right.
no other music can compete with it.
Right.
Then you got Master Exploder. If you've never heard that, I highly recommend hearing that.
Yep.
You're not gonna make it just Tenacious D makes me sign in. Oh, there we go. I was gonna
And
say,
then
fuck
you've
off.
got
You're a joke band.
Beelzebub.
I think you've confused Roman.
Yeah.
Right.
So those
I'm still
those are
stuck on
songs
Tenacious D.
off of that album, Tenacious D, Pick a Destiny. But they also have
So good.
their album Tribute, which came out in 2001. So it's-
Tribute.
yeah, it's within the time frame, and the song Tribute on that is pretty good too. It's just
Wonder Boy.
Wonder Boy. Yeah,
Wonderful.
there's a now some of their songs are kind of weird and not that great, but some of their other ones are really good. Like Master Exploder is just awesome.
Yeah.
It's funny,
think, like,
but it's
Especially
awesome.
the video.
Yeah.
The funniest thing about Tenacious D is that like they are 1000% a joke band. Like they were birthed out of just being a joke, but like Jack Black is actually a really good singer, and Kyle Gass is actually a really good guitarist.
He's
so
a really good
funny is, like,
guitarist, and they have really good backup.
as much as it's just like a giant dick joke, like they're really good.
Right.
They're,
he
they're
was
the
in,
only good
Almost
part in
Famous, too.
Biodome.
Yeah, and then also Kickapoo. That's always
Yeah, Kickapoo.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's so
yeah.
good. With Meatloaf.
with Meatloaf. Yeah, it's got Meatloaf in it, and
Right.
Dio. And Dio.
Right. And
Yeah.
Dio.
Speaking of Meatloaf, we mentioned this before about American training. When Meatloaf was a teenager and doing plays, European like opera connoisseurs were recruiting kids, and they wanted them to go to Europe and be trained as an operatic singer with a full college education for like 5 years for free. They said he had one of the rarest type of operatic tenors in the world, and he said no.
And also, real quick,
I want to be in Rocky Horror
probably not
Picture
going to
Show.
get to him because of time. I got Mick Gordon. He did the Doom Eternal soundtrack. That slaps. If you
Oh yeah.
and then also there's a Swedish band called Refused. Now they played a role in Cyberpunk 2077 video game as the band Samurai, and they did like songs like Chippin' In, Like a Supreme, Black Dog.
What was the band name again, Showball?
Refused, just like you spell it. Just refused, like I refused to go.
Roman has a hard time with spelling.
It's
Like me
that,
going to a bar tonight with my buddies for the draft.
Okay, your laptop will autocorrect it for you.
That's the air that Newsom religion in California lowers
Is that
people's
right?
IQs.
This is
It
order.
looks like you're trying to build a website.
This
Like,
looks
are you
like
on the?
their website sucks. Fuck this band. Oh, here it is.
Well, you're not in it yet. Hey, there you go.
There we go.
There you go. That's more
Now,
fun.
I haven't listened to any of their other stuff. All I've done is listen to their songs while I'm driving around killing people in Cyberpunk 2077 in the game. In the game. Yeah.
Oh.
In the game.
Yep.
Yeah,
Wait,
Minecraft.
you only kill people in a game? What?
Yeah. But it's great
In
music.
Minecraft.
It's hard.
Right.
It is hard rock. It's really good stuff. The only problem I had with it is the way the map is in the game. It's hard to drive for any long distance without getting involved in stuff. So it's hard to listen to the music while you're driving around. It's really good.
That's what I did during the time when I was playing World of Warcraft, and I was one of the top tier players in Europe. But it was a lot of farming, gathering resources, so literally just running around in a circle on the map and just looking for the nodes so you could get the resources you required. And the band I did mention in the beginning, Avantasia, was literally just playing in the background constantly. But I have played Cyberpunk as well, and I know it's you're drawing for 40 seconds, and then there is the mission and everything, so you kind of lose the focus on
Right.
the
It's
music
not
in the
like
background.
GTA 5 where you got this big map where you can just drive and listen to music for like hours and fly in helicopters with that kind of stuff. Yeah, Cyberpunk's a little different of a game, but
Yeah.
anyway, it was this band. I was really impressed by by them and what the kind of music they put out, because it is a sound I hadn't heard for so long. It was kind of like when Guns N' Roses came out in like 87. There was that gap between like the late 70s and then there was just shit. And then they came out and you were like, oh, this is like the old school music, you know? It was nice it was like a revival kind of. And then it kind of went from there. But so, but the whole Cyberpunk 2077 OST is pretty good. I mean, they've got like, you know, other genres of music on there that are really good too.
It is one of my gripes with good video games. If they have amazing soundtrack, but your mission is far shorter than the song is, you kind of try to, okay, I'm trying to slow it down. I'm trying to not complete it within the time limit, get the gold star rather than the silver or bronze.
Well, that's why I liked Doom Eternal. I played that game for a little bit, but the music in it was just great, where you're like ripping arms off of demons and beating them with it and shoving it in their eye.
Oh yeah,
I might play that. I might play some of that again tonight.
When I was
going to drop a link for you, Shield Wall. You're probably going to enjoy that, but you're probably going to have to go on mute for it, so there's no copyright. I don't think Gavin will do that, but he's a musician, YouTube musician, call himself Miracle of Sound. I'm going to drop you a link.
Oh, right. Yeah. I've listened to them. They had the Valhalla Calling, they did that one, right?
Yep, they did.
Yeah, and
the one I was thinking of is named something like Click Click Boom Boom, and it's a metal song all about Doom Eternal. I believe it's Doom Eternal, but it's like the revival of Doom.
I will say this: the game was pretty cool, but the music was the best part for me.
Yeah,
it was crazy. But yeah, those are my picks. I also had System of the Down, but Jacob, being the gentleman of taste and culture, already picked that one. So
please allow him to introduce himself.
I have another one. I have another one, if I may. It's a band out of Canada. Again, another female-fronted band. Shocking.
Canada doesn't have metal.
Oh yes, they do, and it's a band called Spirit Box.
There you go.
It's a band called Spirit Box.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's heavy metal covered in mayonnaise.
So the lead singer, the lead singer,
metal teen,
a little bit of maple syrup.
Maple syrup. Damn it.
Okay, so the lead singer, his name's
fuck off, not you.
So the lead singer's name is Courtney Plant, and she used to be the lead singer for a band called I Wrestled a Bear Once, which is either the best name for a band or the worst name for a band. I'm not sure yet.
I paid a lot for Wrestle a Bear.
Yeah, that's
but becoming the bear.
She is also.
Yeah, I saw it.
But she is also.
Yeah.
Googling crotchless bear costume right now.
But she is also one of these singers that can
no. God damn it, fuck face fucker. Sorry, everyone.
Eventually, I'll get this out.
I'm sorry, Joker.
I did the wrong thing and I went to fucking Spotify.
It's the best part of the show.
She is another singer that can sing clean lyrics and also growl as well. So, and she does it very well. Okay, and is there a problem with that?
Exactly.
I was gonna say like,
hey, metal chicks are the best kind of chicks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is there just
he likes when guitar plays too.
And then they even do one of their newer songs of Rotoscope. It literally sounds like it takes inspiration from the band Garbage, and because that's what I initially, and I'm like, oh, Shirley, I'm getting some real Shirley Manson vibes here, but every song, she has got a moment where she just,
dude, go back off. Look at those eyes.
Yeah, she's kind of amazing.
Your box is one word.
Damn, crush a watermelon with those things.
And she is also married to the guitarist.
Roman, if you search with it one word, you'll get different results.
If I search, one word.
Spirit Box.
Yeah.
Yeah, not Spirit Box.
Look, fuckers.
Spirit Box.
Look, fuckers.
Well, so winding up, I got 3 quick honorable mentions just to give you names. One is a fun band, which is
There's a
all
metal
their
band
songs,
name.
drinking songs, but some of them are cool stories. Ailstorm.
Oh yeah, I've met Haley.
Is he?
Yep.
Another one is not Hail with an H. Ale, A-L-E.
Ailstorm.
They're a Scottish pirate, as in R-M-E-D, pirate metal band. Okay. They might be the only Scottish pirate metal band, but they are a Scottish pirate metal band. Then my next mention would be I don't know if they're Swedish or German. They're called Helung, Hellung. They're a folk metal band that does some really insane, Scandinavian folk metal.
No, we didn't.
And then the last one is they're called the Iron Maiden of Botswana, Skinflint. They do speed metal based on like South African folklore. So 3 things to you guys.
Weird shit.
Botswana.
And Invader Zim
has a
what happened? Something
metal
happened.
Scene.
Something happened?
There's
We
a
lost
kitty
somebody.
cat.
Sammy dropped.
No, Sammy's here.
Sammy's up here.
Color guy.
Yeah.
I'll link to one video from each band in the Romans chat, so this way you all can get one sample out of it.
And I'll throw in and I'll throw out one more. I'll throw out one more honorable mention band from Milan, Italy, Lacuna Coil.
There you go.
Oh God, they're awesome.
Can't say that on the air. I'm joking. I don't even know what it means.
Lacuna Coil is
John's internet just shit the bed. He just sent me a text. Because that happens. San Diego Cox internet sucks. Like giant balls.
Hey, I got some stuff. I got some honorable mentions.
Yeah, Dempsey, you got like a whole list of stuff, dude. So what do you
Come on, Dempsey.
Hey, let's
hear it.
Vegan metal band. You didn't know that was a thing, did you? Vegan metal band called Cattle Decapitation. Go check them out. They're actually really hardcore. Yeah, it's actually pretty amazing. Them and Infant Annihilator. Another really good one. But I got a whole bunch of females here for you. How about that?
Let's hear it.
Kitty, Ginger, Baby Metal, Butcher Babies, Bandmaid, In This Moment, Flyleaf, OTEP. And also an honorable mention in that would be Unleash the Archers,
OTEP is a bitch.
Also from Canada.
And OTEP is a bitch.
Oh yeah, certainly, but she makes good music.
Send me that
I
list,
saw her live,
please.
and she was
I have seen her live 3 times. She was playing at a
Send me that list, Dempsey.
She was playing
awesome.
She was playing at a venue out here, which is also a bar. Now in Vegas, you're allowed to smoke in bars.
Right.
She literally said, like 2 hours prior to the show even starting, I want no smoking allowed.
Yeah.
And they complied.
Well, she's a left-wing lunatic.
She's a weirdo. But then again, she's also been like super harassed by fans and by her parental figures in her life. If you listen to her music, right?
Yes.
She's had a terrible life, so I don't blame her for being completely insane, which she obviously is.
I don't care about your insanity, but keep it to yourself. If you're
right. Oh, I couldn't agree with that more. But
there's also a band. There's also a band from Poland, which I don't think is around anymore, called Unsun. There's another a girl named Anya, very talented band. So yeah, female led the metal. You take. Oh, and we also forgot Epica out of a Scandinavian nation to Simone Simons. You take a beautiful female voice and add it to the highest genre of music that there is. and it's magic.
Yeah, agreed. Yep. By the way, I have a ton more. What about Mr. Bungle? Anybody here like Mr. Bungle?
Fuck Mr. Bungle. God damn, Mr. Bungle. Fuck Mr. Bungle and his fucking clown fucking ass. I fucking
That's
hate
funny.
Mr.
I got that
Bungle
up
so
here
fucking much.
just for you. Just for you, Roman. No.
You know, I know
Anybody here
Ginger
like 12
Ninja
Foot
loves them
Ninja?
too.
I was waiting for somebody to ask.
I had no idea you were gonna get that reaction from Mr. Bungle.
My fucking drummer loves Mr. Bungle, and I can't fucking stand literally.
I think Roman. I think Roman thinks of Mr. Bungle the way he loves the fifth.
Yes,
element.
Mr. Bungle is my fifth element of bands.
And Journey.
Well, of my fifth element of metal
Journey,
themed
too.
bands. There are a lot of bands I actually hate way more than Mr. Bungle, but for entirely different reasons.
Right.
Dude, Green Jelly.
I love Green Jelly.
Green Jelly was
Green
fun.
Jelly.
I actually liked it better when they were Green Jello before they
Yeah,
changed their
Danny
names.
Carey was.
Yeah.
Little pig, let me in.
Now Green Day can suck an ass.
That's one of the greatest songs ever. That's one of the greatest songs ever.
Yeah, Danny Carey and Maynard from Tool were both in that band.
It's weird
What song?
weird
If you want to
business.
meet,
What band is that?
I can
Green
tell you
Jelly.
I gotta hear
personal
the little
experience.
piggy song.
Yeah.
It is. It's the Little Pig song, man. It's
Yep.
fucking
They were
strange.
originally Green Jello, but they had to change.
Hey, it's Courtney.
Hi.
She like bursts in like.
How's
Elliot
everyone
Anthem. How are you? You're like you're stranded in a parking lot. And is that snow? What's going on there?
She's live streaming from Antarctica.
I think I have to plug in headphones. Just give me one moment because it's like digi doing its thing.
Right on.
Yeah, even I
Well,
was
she's-
going a bit jealous there. It looked like it was proper winter behind her.
If you want to meet in real life one of the biggest assholes ever, and I don't mean politics, I mean just as a human being, Maynard from Tool.
Yeah.
Oh, for
right.
sure.
Oh,
He
I
told
met
me to
him
fuck off at a concert.
I met him in a bar. First time I saw
I
Tool
was
in
close
a
enough
bar.
to the stage, and he's epileptic. And I was screamed up. I was like, Maynard, don't get too close to the strobe light. He goes, fuck you. And I was like, all right, cool. Maynard told me to fuck off.
You, buddy.
He would buy drinks for dudes' girlfriends because he wanted to score with them and stuff like that. He was like a total douche.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maynard.
Well,
No, he did spend his money though. Like he would buy drinks for everyone. So he was, But,
Nice. He's very talented. I'll give him that. But I don't know
Yes.
about his personality, right?
Yeah,
He is a Tool.
unfortunately, I don't know anything about him. I know Tool. I don't research band members.
They named the
very
band
much.
after him.
Right.
Yeah.
We lost Courtney.
Oh,
She
boo.
may have been eaten by a Yeti. I'm assuming she'll
Yeah.
probably pop back in here. Of course, we're
Now,
reaching
I-
our final form.
I know
of-
Danzig's an asshole.
I have
too.
a dark
I mean,
folk
Oh, yeah.
band.
He's only 3 foot tall. What are you gonna
Dark
do?
Danzig is
Folk,
okay. So I sort of met Danzig as well, but not like in a musical setting. He's not. He's a very isolated person, like Prince was. He's not an asshole like Maynard is. He's like he wants to be left alone, like in his big mansion. He doesn't. He doesn't want. He's a private person who's obsessively private type of person.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's
Yeah,
not
his
like he
big
doesn't go out
quote
of his
is,
way
I
to
hate
mess with you like
everything and
Maynard does.
everyone.
Yeah.
That was
yeah,
the quote of him. Right.
Okay, no, I don't know what happened to Courtney.
By the way, anybody here like Gojira?
I have a dark
Gojira,
folk band.
yeah.
I heard a couple good songs by them.
Yeah, you got dark. What you got?
What?
You got
A dark who? We got some
A
time.
dark
Throw it out there,
folk
children.
band.
Dark.
Okay.
folk.
I think it's called.
Oh,
They're called Wardruna. They're
Wardruna?
Norwegian, I think.
Yeah, they're like
Yeah.
the band. They're in the same the band Healing. We're doing one of their songs. Are we talking about the same band?
Let me see what I got. Let me see what I can dig up here. Wardruna.
No, Warduna.
Oh, got it.
Wardruna.
Yep, they're a band.
UNA is the.
I just assumed Jacob was making that shit up, but apparently not. They look like
Okay, you know why? Because there's a Healing song called it's Wardruna. Yeah, right. I'm thinking. Okay, they perform together. That's why I'm thinking they're the same band. They've
Here
done
we go.
concerts together. Wardruna and Healing.
fuck off.
Okay.
Not you. You're fine.
Damn,
There
I
we
was getting ready to fuck
They
off.
do the same sort of folk metal, Scandinavian folk metal that Healing does.
I wish their pictures were easier to see. Oh Lord!
I could find
I'd
a
like
good
to have that
example of
guy's
this.
beard braid.
Well, all I can see is his fucking beard. This is not helpful. Some bands' websites are easier than others. It's it is what it is.
Can you right click on that image and open it in a new tab?
You can buy shirts. If anyone would like to buy a shirt, we can do that. News. I'm trying to get to the. Oh, for fuck's sake!
Try the about page.
No, it won't let me do anything with it.
Okay.
There she is.
Hi.
Is she back? Is she back?
Yep. She's still.
I don't know if you guys will be able to hear me or not, or if it's echoing.
Nope. We can hear you.
Okay.
I'll mute when I'm not talking. How's everyone doing?
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Doing
Good.
great.
Yeah.
You act like you have a proper British summer behind you.
Yeah, like that. Turning into like freezing rain too. I had quite a nightmare trying to find where to get service because I'm trying to find another town, but
she's roboting. She's roboting.
Yeah, you're coming through very choppy, Courtney. I'm sorry.
I love you. I love you all, and I'm just gonna say bye.
Oh, I'm sorry, Courtney. Well, thank you for trying.
Sorry, Courtney.
Say the name of a band.
Poor Courtney. Yeah, you throw something out there.
What was her band? So she's been a professional musician.
Maybe gone. She may have left. That sucks. She was trying real hard because I know she was driving.
Yes, she was.
From a place to a place, and then that's
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if she's still with us or
And
not.
bad weather in the mix.
No, well, yeah, I know where she is right now, and they're actually getting fucking weather right now. Well, that sucks.
Right.
All right. Well, balls.
I mean, I could throw a bunch of more bands out.
Right?
Did you say fucking Mr. Bungle one more motherfucking time? No, what happened? So yeah, let's throw.
Maybe a total test.
We're gonna go into our final shit here soon. Yeah, throw a bunch of weird shit out. I mean, or if there's
how about the birthday massacre? The birthday massacre.
Dragon.
I gotta take off.
You gotta go, Sammy.
Yeah. I got Gooch's stream at 10, but I gotta go to the bathroom before that.
Gotcha.
A little more than we needed, buddy, but that's okay.
Bye, Sammy.
Good meeting you,
Sammy.
Had Thai food for lunch. So.
Well, that explains it then.
Goodbye,
right,
my friends. Thank you for all the awesome suggestions of bands that.
You got anything
I've
you want to pitch before you go?
Nothing I could think of right off my hand. Oh, I'll be on. No, you know what? I got nothing. I got to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
I love you guys. I'll see you soon.
Yeah, later.
All right, Sam.
Later, Sammy.
I do have a recommended one that most
so
people
much.
probably haven't heard of, or most people don't listen to. I would say.
Is it Mr. Bungle?
No.
Fuck
no,
Mr. Bungle! Fuck it!
Animals
Is it
is
the Fifth Element soundtrack?
Right. Animals is
Sorry,
leaders.
Courtney.
Or
Thank you
Tesseract.
again for trying. So
Tesseract?
let me pull Google up
Yes.
real fast so I can.
I've heard of Tesseract before.
Okay, what
Yeah,
do you got?
they're
Who in the what?
Yeah. Okay. Animals as leaders. And Tosin Abasi is one of the best guitar players
pops up
alive
on
right
me.
now.
That's
It's
good.
just amazing, this guy.
Oops, what did I do here?
And
Why is
then
it so big?
the other one is Tesseract.
Well, here, let me pull up the one first so
Highly
I can. Hopefully, their website
Here's a
doesn't
song
fucking,
from Tesseract. I'll drop in the chat.
fucking goat balls. Oh, fuck off!
They should have done the soundtrack
Their
for
websites were better. It's
Captain
like
America.
the stuff
Winter
just kind of
Soldier.
comes up and it's like shirts and it's all their merch, but it's not like
Right.
cool. Some of the websites have been pretty good. This one is not one of those websites.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's too
they're
bad.
a 3-man band, and they're high-end progressive, very stylistic, music for musicians kind of music.
Got it.
Like,
Here, I'll
yeah,
add them.
they're-
I can add them in the chat because people can go check out their music and stuff, which we can't fucking play. Fuck you, YouTube.
Hey, Animals as Leaders was one of her picks too.
Oh, by the way, since we mentioned her before, the best reactor, all the charismatic voice, I'll drop her channel in the YouTube chat there.
Yeah, she's good and she's cute.
Oh, Hang on, where did she? Oh, here. Yeah, Courtney threw some out there.
Oh, it's
Black
raining
Dahlia
here.
Murder.
If I drop out, that's why.
Oh
Okay.
God, yeah.
It's
Jacob's
raining
internet
here,
is
so
weather
if I
dependent.
drop out, that's why.
Is it raining cows and raccoons?
Ooh.
Yes.
So Mastodon, which we covered, animals as leaders, which is actually showing. Actually, stuff is coming up now. Eat the Turnbuckle.
That sounds like a wrestling band.
That is a
Yes,
reference,
it does.
a
It
wrestling
does.
reference, that's for sure.
Eat the
Black Dahlia Murder sounds
Yes.
familiar. aside
Maybe it's
from
a
the
George the
historical
Animal Steel reference because that's who ate the turnbuckle.
Yeah, agreed.
Yes.
George the
Yes.
Animal.
I remember him.
Yeah.
I remember seeing him
God,
back
it
when I was a
crazy.
kid.
Oh,
We'd like eat lunch at my grandmother's house, have grilled cheese sandwich with tomato soup, and watch wrestling.
That
Those
was
were
back
the
when
days. Those
Hillbilly
were
Jim
good.
was
Those were
still
good
doing it.
times.
Yep.
Oh God, wrestling was so
Let me
awful
I'm gonna
back
look up
then.
Black Dahlia Murder because
Awful.
I am curious. Black DAHL.
The Black Dahlia
Make sure
Murder.
you put
never heard the
band
Black
out,
Dahlia
yeah.
Murder?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Yes.
No, the band came up. They actually came up, not just the odd historical.
The actual
reference.
thing, right?
So here we are. Band. Well, let me click on it. Will something come up other than overview? Fucking do something resembling fucking anything. Here we go. This is from Metal Sucks.
From Metal Sucks.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. This is just an article. I was hoping to get a little bit because I don't know reference points or anything. So, like I said, some bands are better about thorough. Oh, here we go. No, that's the historical reference. Also, the historical reference. Still the historical reference.
Kind of the trick when you pick a famous event in history and whatnot.
Right.
It is. It is. This. Oh, here we. This is them. This is them. This is them. No, you can fuck off with that though. But let's see. Albums, news. So here's their site. I mean, because like I said, it's for some of these things, it's difficult because I'm not familiar with them, so I can't just say, "Hey, well, yeah, go look at this." So I apologize to everybody out there for that. So we're gonna have like a hell thing in the chat after for everyone though to go back.
Oh yeah.
You do your homework stuff.
Courtney's saying in the chat if you make her a mod, she can drop some links.
Oh yeah. Let me drop this one right now, and then I'll make her a mod. How do I mix it
Yeah,
down?
I've got a whole bunch more, man. Like I'm trying to hold back. I'm not trying to take all the time here. Let me know if
The
you guys want
birthday-
to drop some more.
The Birthday Massacre.
Yeah.
Not really metal, gothic
Well,
rock. The little band out of
Well,
Toronto. They are my favorite band.
I kind of mentioned him before, but so when we're talking about Avantasia, the Tobias is Sonnet's sort of counterpart is Arjen Lucassen, and he has 3 bands basically that every one of his albums is a concept album that relates to this mega story he's all except for one or two he's done about TV shows, that this science fiction epic storyline that spanned tens of thousands of years, right? And he has all guest musicians. He has Star One, he has Arion, and he has, I think the other one's called The Universe. You look up Arion and work from there. There's like, basically he writes songs about science fiction, and they're awesome.
Lord.
How about Ice Nine Kills? Anybody?
No, not heard of them.
I've
Ice
heard
Nine
them.
Kills.
I've not
They're
been a big
they do
fan.
like themed horror music.
Yeah.
So like they have one for like Leatherface, and they have one for Michael Myers. They have one for Jason. They have one for Freddy, so on and so on.
The bands have done that before.
If
Like
I
Ice
ever
Earth, who's
start-
gone now, has a whole album called Horror
Dempsey,
Show.
what was it you just named off? It was Ice. Who's it? What's it?
Ice Nine Kills.
Oh, there it comes up for me. As soon as I type in Ice, that's what comes up. I think my computer is listening.
If I ever
Well, they're
start
pretty
a metal
famous.
band, they'll be
There we go.
named Casanova Frankenstein.
Hey, there you go.
Welcome to Horrorwood. Interesting.
Yeah, they're a very interesting band. They're
Oh, here's other
technically
videos.
good. like metalcore style most of the time, but they branch out into other things, and they're just all very talented musicians in their own right. But when they come together and tell these stories, even the videos are like little mini horror movies. It's kind of cool. Like it's a very different take on metal, as opposed to it being like all super serious or super devil or this or that. It's like they're trying to tell a story from the point of view of these other people in these iconic roles that you already know, so you can kind of identify with their song and their video a little bit more. Yeah, it's very interesting. Like that one's Hannibal Lecter, obviously.
Right.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. I highly recommend checking them out. It's a cool little novelty, especially around Halloween time. Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, good band.
See, this is the fun part. Oh, sorry, that was my background thing.
That's good though.
That's also new. I know it's not everybody. Everyone should like Iron Maiden. If you don't, then fuck off.
Then you're wrong.
But yeah, I mean, they're one of the couple. This was a couple years ago. They put out this album, which so I bought this, and I bought Judas Priest's recent album, Invincible Shield.
There you go.
Both of them are 3 fucking albums. Here's the problem though. Yeah, they don't need to be 3 fucking albums. This is one of those things that the people who are making the records are not making them for the people who actually are buying the records. They're making them for like the weird audio guys who are surrounded in a room with nothing but speakers. Like, I don't want to get up every 3 songs and flip a fucking album, but here I am anyway. So, but they're 3 fucking albums each, and it's quite the artwork is wonderful. I really like the music. There's the new one from Judas Priest is fucking phenomenal. Fucking it harkens back. Rob Halford's voice is still amazing, and Iron Maiden is consistent as fuck.
Yeah, they are
with their albums. They're like always good. So yeah. Anyway, so those are the old guys who are still putting stuff out there.
Oh yeah.
Well, King Diamond is in his 70s. It still sounds better than 99% of all the singers.
Halford's like 72 right now.
Yeah. I think Dickinson's like 68 or so, 65 or some crazy number like that too.
Yeah, and if you want to be real technical, we could probably put most of the big 4 from thrash metal into this category because they released live albums and things of this nature in the 2000s. So, I mean, you want to go back, you want to talk about Fade to Black because it's on an album that came out in that time period. You know what I mean? So you could talk about Metallica, Megadeth, Anthrax, any of these people, Slayer. But I would say that their glory days are behind them on most of those, where Iron Maiden isn't that way. Iron Maiden has been good the whole time.
Consistently good. It's weird. Judas Priest, fuck off, phone. Judas Priest went away for a minute. They dropped off the map for a long time, and then how many years? It's been like a minute. I don't even know how many years it's been since they put out an album. But it's like I said, there's been a time period. Then they came back with this one, and it's a very powerful album. The production on it is fucking phenomenal. I'm a big production guy. I have just certain Rick Rubin is probably my favorite producer out there. I love the way he does mixes. He puts the bass, the drums forward without sacrificing the vocals or the guitar. It's just the way he does stuff. But anyway.
Well, I think Iron Maiden has survived by remaining fresh, coming up with interesting ideas without losing the sound that is Iron Maiden.
Mm-hmm. Right.
There's another band which you guys may or may not know, Voivod.
Jason Newsted joined them after.
He filled in on for one album.
We'll call him short-haired Jason.
I like them. They're all out of Canada.
I saw them at Ozfest, and the audience was screaming at him, "Go back to Metallica, you jerk!" Screaming at him.
Right. How about the Oakley Dokleys? Anyone?
I don't know the Oakley Dokleys.
The Oakley Dokleys. They all look like Ned Flanders from The Simpsons.
Oh,
and they get up and they play metalcore. Oh my God. It's amazing. Dude, they're good.
What's the name of the band? It's a cover band. It's one of the most amazing things. Tarja did a song with them. They cover like bluegrass style. They cover metal. And they're from Sweden.
Nice.
Bluegrass covers now. What the hell are they called?
The only metal band from Sweden that I remember
that
is
one that
actually
Courtney was just
Rednecks
talking
that did
about.
Cotton Eye Joe, because
nice.
it's
Yes.
a pop song, but every single member of the band are all rock musicians.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Well, I mean, Meshuggah's from
Okay,
Sweden.
they're called
Yes.
the Steven Seagulls. It's the actual name of the band.
Yeah.
Steven Seagulls?
Yeah. But they're like a Swedish bluegrass band, and they cover hard rock and metal, and the stuff's amazing.
Oh, I thought those guys were Russian because that one guy wears that hat that looks like a
Is it
Russian
V
hat.
or PH?
It's a V, I think.
Doesn't it have like one woman in it?
No, but Steve Seagal, the Steve Seagulls. I
I'll
think
be damned. There they are.
I might be thinking of something else I saw on YouTube.
Yeah.
But they
That
do
was
all look
in a
like
video.
hillbillies.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right,
I'll
here we
drop.
go. This is weird. We got into a weird zone here, folks.
I'll drop there. You shook me all night long cover. There you go.
So what I have discovered from this chat is, unless you go to Europe or go fairly, I'm going to say obscure, because they are to most people, myself included in this. You're really reaching for metal post year 2000.
No, we just started there and just kind of stayed there and never
Well,
came back to
I guess
America.
metal in America has faltered because we have higher child care standards, and your children are not growing up in bars after being abused by their parents.
Well, you got bands like Seven Dust and Lamb of God and
Seven Dust is great.
Yeah, but Seven Dust and Lamb of God have been around since like the 90s.
Fuck Black Label.
Agreed,
Fuck
but they're still making
Black
stuff.
Label Society. Fuck those
Well,
guys.
you know Zach is playing for Pantera now, right?
Ugh.
Yeah, they're touring right now.
I don't know them either. I know Pantera. I don't know Black Label Society.
How about
Black Label?
Black Label Society was like kind of like Ozzy Osbourne's side band after Randy Rhoads died.
Oh, really?
Well, kind of. The guy who played instead of Randy Rhoads when Randy died, his name was Zach Wilde, and Zach played with him during all the Ozzy solo stuff, and went out and made his own band. He hung out with Dimebag Darrell from Pantera a lot, so you can hear a lot of influences in his music. But so Black Label Society, they did a lot of good stuff, including a tribute song to Dimebag when he died.
Yes, that is true.
So they're not everybody's cup of tea, but throw them out there.
I like them. I've seen them live. I enjoyed them.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, Black Label Society, man. He's no joke.
Playing with Clutch. I know Clutch.
Yeah, Clutch is awesome. Man, I love Clutch.
Okay,
we're going back that far.
Okay,
you want a band with a hot female member in it? Cold Chamber.
Cold Chamber.
Cold Chamber.
Actually,
they're not a thing anymore, right? They're Devil Diver now.
I only remember them because of Raina and Shock the Monkey. So, but
right, they did Big Truck and Me Loco.
Yeah, Big Truck.
Big
Truck.
Big Truck. They actually played. They actually played at the Sick New World Festival out here in Vegas. So
nice.
So they're still around. But on that last list of bands where it said the Iron Maidens, that's an all-female Iron Maiden cover band.
Yeah, there's two big. There's the Iron Maidens, and then there's another. I have a YouTube playlist of both these bands. I can't remember the name. The Iron Maidens, they're all female cover bands for Iron Maiden. They're both pretty good. I gotta find it.
Yes.
That's just.
Well, I'm going to have to start dropping out.
Okay, we're going to wrap up here real
nice
soon anyway, Jim.
you.
But thank you for hanging with us in this late hour of the night over in your side of the world. I'd ask if you have anything coming up. Do you have anything coming up?
I think me and Mr. AWK might do some future streams, but it's mainly once a month. But I do have one last thing when it comes to, it's maybe not metal, but is at least in the rock and roll arena. And it is a one-man talented person again. His company is called Frog Leap Studios.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, everyone
Yes.
loves that
More
guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
he does really, really funny videos.
Hey, his Toto
he's
Africa was
making
awesome.
metal
Yes!
versions of ABBA.
Yes!
But
Yes.
he's cycling around on his 2-year-old daughter's little tricycle.
That's hilarious.
Inside his house,
Playing on her drum set that he got her. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Hilarious,
So,
dude. That guy's
But
awesome.
yes. But yes.
Great
but
stuff.
yes,
And you can
that Africa cover is
Wilma, you can actually
amazing.
pull up his website. So if you Google Frog Leap Studios, you can see the cartoonish style and everything that he's kind of embodying.
I'll drop his metal cover of Baby Shark.
There you go. Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
there's that one too. Yeah.
This is
he's
this is
got a
what we've
bunch of good
become.
ones. No, seriously, that's high end stuff, man. He like
It
his
is.
No,
studio.
he's
he
really
shows
good.
up in videos.
I'm
Guy's awesome.
I'm not going to go see him in a club probably because
Right.
it's just too fucking weird. And
No,
he's a
he
YouTube
does big
phenomenon
concerts.
guy.
He's big enough.
But-
Yeah,
he's a
Well,
stadium
good
guy.
for him.
Heavy metal
I mean,
music producer.
When you go to the big show, the big arena, like the big outdoor shows, go look on the second stage. A lot of people don't go to the second stage anymore, because it's so long.
Yeah, I don't go to anything
Right.
anymore. What JC up here asked, what was the last metal concert everyone here went to?
Oh God, it was a couple years ago. It was a open air festival. Rob Zombie was the headliner, but the best act of the entire show was the Who, the Mongolian,
Yeah.
the metal
Oh,
band.
yeah.
They were
Who
amazing.
band? Yeah, who band?
Yeah, they're yeah.
The
that's
last one I
HU.
went to was
HU.
Green Day in Hyde Park here in London.
Oh Lord!
But the biggest thing that they actually have on their own YouTube channel is not one of their own songs. It's the pre-warm up whilst they're setting up the stage and everything. They have a GoPro camera shooting out across the crowd so you can see the hundreds of thousands of people that are there. And they're singing, or we are all singing, Bohemian Rhapsody to such a high quality that the GoPro camera behind the drum set picks it up perfectly.
Wow, nice.
And when the end chorus comes in, you can see the entire crowd starting to bounce up and down. And it is
Nice.
on Green Day's official YouTube channel. So
That's cool.
go and look that up. But that was
on.
the last one I went to, and it was a glorious day. For once, it was really nice and sunny in London. So
Nice.
yeah,
that was the one day you got the one
yeah,
day.
it was the one day that year.
Right. Yeah, so the last one I saw was Coheed and Cambria, and those guys were just. Oh, dude, their show was crazy.
Yeah,
awesome.
John is a huge fan of theirs as well.
Yeah.
So I've heard them. It's not my bag. Maybe I don't hate them. Don't
Right.
get me wrong. I don't hate them. They're bands I absolutely despise.
Right,
But
but
it's
seeing
not
them
one of my
live
bags.
is something different.
No, yeah, I know. And they've got the
Okay.
comic book. They've got a whole kind of mythos around them.
Courtney, nice. Courtney, nice.
What she dropped? Oh,
Agent Orange.
Agent Orange. Yeah, fuck yeah, I love
Yes.
it. Not a metal band, but
Punk band.
Agent
Skate
Orange
punk band.
was one of the defining bands of my youth.
Like a skate punk
I was
band.
never
Skate punk.
East Coast guy,
Right.
so we didn't have this. They're a West Coast band,
Right.
so I had Fugazi, Scream, Ramones, obviously. But when I fucking heard Agent Orange for the first time, it was like, it was
Yeah.
fucking awesome. I still have the original tape that my buddy gave.
Oh, yeah.
fucking
Somewhere,
TV
I've got
tapes
one
or whatever
somewhere.
they were. So
last
anyway, fuck Agent Orange. I love Agent Orange so much.
That wasn't the last show I saw. That was the last metal show I saw.
I haven't seen
Okay.
anything in years.
Right.
Is the sad thing.
The last one I
I'm
remember.
a
was-
homebody now.
I've been unhealthy since I broke my leg in 2003. Or 2004. There was a bunch of concerts I went to, and the last big one I remember was Ozfest 2003 or 2004, whatever.
Oh, nice.
Like, I broke my leg right after it. I just had a major surgery to remove something, got healthy, went to Ozfest, a couple of the concerts, then broke my leg on the way home from work the winter after that Ozfest. So it was like,
At least you got to see that,
yeah.
right?
Well, I went to those 2 years because I had been unhealthy for a few years, gotten healthy, had some surgeries, went to a whole bunch of concerts and like a lot of small shows, or like I saw Korn and Disturbed at a show the Brendan Byrne Arena here in Jersey, stuff like that. But my cousin's like, we got to go to Ozfest because my dad wants to go because so we have a driver,
Right.
And so we go to Ozfest. And I told you guys the story about the bathroom, how they were hosing it out with fire hoses from all the human waste. I told you
Yep,
guys.
I remember this story.
Yeah. But,
Wow.
Concerts.
Yeah.
Where would we be?
Yeah.
So on that note, peculiar as it is,
Right.
we'll start closing this thing out. It would be easy to do a show on the classic era of metal. I think if we looked at metal from 1967 in its foundational era, even through, I would say through the 90s up to 2000. As soon as you hit 2000, for me, like I said, for me, it gets a little bit weird and it goes Obscureville. But there's that giant wealth of material. And I think maybe we'll do a show on that somewhere down the road where we'll revisit that era.
You'll probably have to narrow it down.
Suggested this.
I think you have to break
Well, you're
right. You're going to have to narrow it down.
Like the roots of metal and then like the heyday of metal.
There's actually a whole series on this stuff.
The hair bands.
But you're right. Maybe we'll break it up and do it in a couple different. That's the CBGB's bathroom is like legendary for
Courtney,
bad.
Courtney, you had to be there for this. This bathroom was the size of a small like arena itself, and there was so much human waste. You were in the toilet bowls getting hosed down constantly because it was just flowing.
Oh shit, guys! I'm gonna bounce out for a second. I'm gonna try to come back, but it's my cement guy.
When I say fire hoses, there were teams of people with fire hoses at the doors spraying the stalls and the floors. It was an endless wave of human waste. Now it's funny, but like when you experience it, you're in shock because it was like insane. People would just go to the bathroom because there was so many people. So they were the only bathrooms for like 100,000 people. So they would just go on the floor, they'd pee wherever, and they would just have these fire hoses. And at the back down the hill, there was a river of human waste flowing down the hill.
Yeah, that's Joker's
top right is Joker's voice.
Yeah.
That's me. Hello.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, how about
it was a unisex bathroom too, Courtney. Men and women were both using it. It was that's not.
The last concert I went to was a hard rock Christian band, Pillar, and I lost hearing in my left ear.
Whoa.
That's the closest.
Forever lost it?
A metal band. No, some of it.
Okay.
Not all.
Get like a.
All right, yeah, that's
there you go. That's my true contribution.
Right.
Hooligan starting his river of human waste.
That sounds like a tour.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like Cannibal Corpse on the River of Human Waste tour. Yeah.
Cannibal Corpse and
Cattle Decapitator.
Right. Yeah.
And Sepultura.
Dude, Sepultura is awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so Roman's away. Let's go around the table with those of us who are left. So when Roman gets back, he can just wrap it up. So Joker, what do you got coming up?
Well, tomorrow morning I'm going to be talking about what all the hubbub is about the Deadpool Wolverine trailer. Now everyone is kind of thinking this is going to save Marvel and it's going to do all this and great things at the box office.
It's going to be one of.
Sorry to tell you, folks, it's probably not going to give the results that you're looking for. Other than that, next week I've got House of the Dragon on Monday, episode 5 of season 1, and Wednesday night is overbooked. The wrestling show with myself, Ryan Legion, Left Eye Ego, and Duke Devil 95, and then back here again next week. So yeah, fun stuff.
Okay,
nice.
All right,
what about
awesome.
you, Dempsey?
I actually don't have anything coming up. I'm regular on reality-based music on Sundays over at Ryan Roger at Thay's channel. And I think I'm going to be doing something with Left Eye Ego here. I'm going to try to get on his relationship stream.
The one he Ordinary
does with
Gains.
his wife?
Ordinary Gains, yeah.
Yeah.
Ordinary Gains.
I'm going to try to get on that one of these days. I don't know when, but he did extend the invite out. So I'm going to try to do that. And
Awesome.
let's see, I'm working on an album with my son and my the other co-host of Reality Based Music, Jim Schubaum. It's not his real name, but that's closer than what most English speakers can get because he's got a Swedish last name. But yeah, we're working on a thing called Against the Stream, and yeah, that should be out within the next year or so. But
and Dempsey is Dempsey's also one of my mods too, so you can always find him on my simulcasting. So
that's right. Yeah, I'm in a lot of chat rooms, man. I'm all over the damn place.
He's on mine all the time. One of my regular listeners at Dempsey.
Right.
Him and Jacob are in there.
Jacob. And speaking of Jacob,
Jacob, what do you got coming up?
Tuesday, I got Sergeant York. Gonna be going over that
movie
with Matt and
nice.
a few other people. So that's what I got coming up.
Nice.
Cool.
And I think I'll be on Roman's show next week. So.
Yeah, I think you're on there too. Yep, you're slated.
So I guess Jill, you got anything?
Well, next Tuesday, if Jacob will have me, I'll be on that Sergeant York stream. And
definitely.
I don't know if Zach is going to have. I can't do his Wednesday stream next week. I will be out of town. And then Thursday, I got to look at my calendar. I might not be able to be here next Thursday, but we'll see. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
It happens.
But anyway, this was a great stream. Really cool. Thanks to the chat for the chat interaction and for everybody's great work. You know, Matt and everybody putting stuff in the links and whatever. That's awesome.
So,
appreciate that.
Yeah, and I'll post up my whole list of notes that I took. I'll post all that up on Twitter if anybody's interested in seeing the list that I had made out.
You can actually actually, Dempsey, after the show, just drop it in the comments.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll drop the Twitter link in the comments, so it's both places for you and for
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I got coming up my Shogun episode 8 review was 2 days ago. My Shogun episode 9 review should be out tomorrow and 10 by Monday. I will give you a preview and say episode 9 was dramatic improvement over episodes 8 and 7. What else? I may start again. I'll have another episode of Sharp out. I think in the next 4 or 5 days, I'm going to watch that. It's another 2-hour movie. My time table. I've been watching a lot of pro wrestling. I don't know why, Joker. Like why? I mean, do you remember when pay-per-views used to be an hour and a half, 2 hours, and have 6 good matches and you were done? Now every one of these companies has like 5-hour pay-per-views and pre-shows and like. The
runtime means more ads, right?
Well, at least WWE is smart and now has their big one as a 2-night event. So again,
now they have 2 4-hour nights. I mean, that's a little tedious, But anyway, so I've been watching. I'm watching WWE. I'm watching AEW. I'm watching TNA. I'm watching ROH, and I'm watching Booker T. If you can find Reality of Wrestling, Joker, it's Booker T's little development promotion. It's pretty good.
I cannot stand him.
But his promotion, the wrestling itself is pretty good. There's a lot of young guys who are coming up. That's where The Rock stole his Final Option name from a Booker T wrestler down there.
Oh, the Final Boss?
Yeah, the Final Boss or whatever he was. Yeah.
Nice.
One of Booker T's guys has been the Final Boss for 3 years. And if I can catch it, I'll try to catch New Japan, So I might do a little wrestling roundup, which is the best of them all right now, New Japan. What else I got coming up? On my Friday afternoon show from 3 to 4:30ish, I'll be back tomorrow, barring another major IT emergency. I'll give you what happened with that 2 weeks ago, or me being sick, which would happen tomorrow. I'm probably going to start reviewing either the 90s Horatio Hornblower series or the 80s Ivanhoe series.
Both of those are good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I have time to watch it all, but I don't have time to review it all. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to review Jujutsu Kaisen. I just watched it because there's a lot of great stuff and a lot of flaws in it. That's an anime for those who don't know. But like when you think, well, if I'm going to review this, I have to do real work. Like per episode, it's like 2 hours of work. You know what I mean? And I don't have time to do that with work and health work, and you know what I mean. But so definitely Shogun and Sharp. then either Hornblower or Ivanhoe, and then because Shogun's done basically. And my live show plus next week will be Roman's show. He's doing a free. He's doing a lot of freelance freestyle next week, so a bunch of us will be on that.
Free range.
Free range. Yeah.
We just had what I'm trying. I can't. We had an awesome show with Jacob here on Tuesday with Zulu. You know, watching it might leave you positively catatonic. Sorry, I had to.
There's a part in the scene where, in the movie, where they're fighting and there's a corral with a bunch of cows in it, and they get loose and they start running between the troops and knocking guys over and stuff, and that somehow just led to a whole bunch of cow puns the whole time for like an hour.
And they've been spilling over into like Roman shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
but awesome. And then this week we're doing one of my all-time favorite movies, one of my top 5 favorite movies, Sergeant York. I watch it every year in the Christmas season. That's
cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's it for me.
But bump.
Yep.
Positively calisthenic.
So while we're waiting for Roman to get back, I guess we can pass the time by asking Matt to go in depth detail about the Speed Force.
Wow. Oh, you mother!
Hey, no, I got a couple more bands. Check this out. How about some Australian bands?
Hey,
like
hey guys,
Drive.
Hey Joker.
I got to scoop.
All right, have a good one.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Toodles. I got to bounce too.
Toodles. Thanks for
being
here.
Later, Joker.
And Joker.
Yeah, I got
Joker's on a Friday night talk, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, called Legion Talk, which is another roundtable show he does all the time.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, I got to bounce too. So, yeah.
So
good time talking.
Talking
this guys later.
Yeah. Yep.
That's it.
Bye, y'all.
Yeah, Jacob's got a bunch of memes to make now.
Yeah, right.
I got something special for Tuesday, Shield Wall. I got something special. It should be here by then.
All right, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, talking about all these bands and different things was a lot of fun tonight. I learned a lot. There was a lot. For a while, I was like, "Is this a Norwegian band stream?"
Well, this is funny because, like in Finland, the way people in America listen to like pop music, Finnish people and Norwegians listen to metal. Mm-hmm. Like little kids run around. Like in America, they might play some sort of like teeny bopper song. The little kids are like rocking out to like death metal on the streets in Finway and Norway.
Right.
Sorry, everyone. Sorry, everyone.
What's your guy have to say?
Well, my guy just moved up my timeline by about just. It was supposed to get done on the 16th. Now it's getting done next Wednesday.
Oh,
so yeah. So it's a tense time. Speaking of rock and roll, so everything's. By the way, we're not doing a show next week.
We got one band.
We are not doing a show next week.
Roman, what is your band? Tell everyone about your band.
Oh, yeah, I have a band. So Dead as Dillinger. I can drop a link. It's we were original alt rock from 2002 through 2014. It was a good time. So I'm the bass player, main vocalist. We were a 4-piece originally, so there's another vocalist in there in our early recordings, and then he had to move to Washington. So our later stuff, I'm the only vocalist. Drummer Matt Novak, he and I have been working together since fucking forever. He and I were in the Navy together. Adrian Byers is lead guitar. Mike Garrettson is the rhythm guitar, and that is the band. And we have 2 full studio recordings. All the stuff's available on the interwebs, and I'll put the link, and you can find that stuff. And then we've been now that we're elderly statesmen of the industry. We've been doing some home stuff here, which takes, oddly enough, a lot longer than going into the studio to do things, because in the studio you're forced to do it, quickly.
Right.
And you're paying for it. And once you buy the equipment you're doing at home, everybody gets fucking lazy. So
or pedantic. Yeah, it's one thing stopping or another thing stopping, because they're either want it to be completely perfect or they
So
just don't want to do it.
So the perfect thing is actually one of the worst things that can happen.
Agreed.
Because you sacrifice good for perfect, so you end up with nothing.
Right.
And nothing is not good.
Yep.
Is this, what am I doing? How did I get here? Who am I? Where are my pants? That's not my band. Did I type in the wrong thing?
What are
I think
pants?
I did. Dead as Dillinger. Dead as Dillinger.
I
So
do
I'm
have-
sorry. I am incredibly fucking distracted right now.
No, you're good. I do have one thing I want you to check out for me, though, Roman. If you haven't ever seen them or listened to them, it's a band called 12 Foot Ninja, and they're from Australia. And these guys are they broke up, so they I think it was about 2 years ago they broke up, but they're still friends. They're still making music and stuff. They're going to do a different project together. But these guys are really good. But they think they're funnier than they are. So they have these like 2-minute intros to their videos.
No.
Yeah, if you can get past the 2 minutes intro to their videos, their music is next level good. I highly recommend.
Send me that in a private so that I actually remember it.
Okay.
Because I like I said, right now you're gonna have to forgive me. My brain is fucking scattered in 10 different directions.
No, you're totally fine.
Well, because things I had planned on doing over the next 2 weeks, I now have to do in the next 5 days, which is it's a lot. I'm not a young man, so here's my band site on YouTube as well. So Dead as Dillinger. We've got a fair amount of videos. We got a lot of live stuff, and I put a lot of our songs, not all of our songs, but a lot of our songs. I just have the picture up so you can listen to the music on YouTube as well.
Will
So
you
most of the
copyright
stuff,
yourself if you play it.
I don't know. Will I copyright strike myself? I don't even know how that works.
Who is your
I
music
bet YouTube
agent?
would. They would copyright strike you.
Well, because
What's
I think
that,
the
Matt?
musicians who do it is there are music aid like corporations whose job it is. Who publishes your music?
We do. This is
You're
all
not
self.
signed to
This is
a-
all self done. No, we recorded in the studio, but we did the production and we own
So
everything. Nobody
no
owns my music.
distribution rights that you sold out or anything.
No.
Then
We're
they're not
not.
going to copyright strike it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I bet
can
if you
play.
put Japanese subtitles on it, it will.
Then I am definitely getting fucking hit.
Yeah.
Here, let me pull just something. Oh, here. This is the theme song for the show that you guys always hear. I don't know if my audio's hooked up. How do I check that?
There's a little checkbox. When you shared it, there's a little checkbox.
Oops. I just got rid of share, didn't I? God damn me to hell. I wish I was just a tiny bit smarter.
It might have to be in the same browser window your StreamYard is in too, depending.
Right.
Oh, okay. I guess we'll see what happens here. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, then we can start wrapping up anyway because
Well, we did the wrap up already.
Oh, did you guys? We're still live though, right?
Yeah,
we
we're
are
still live.
Yeah, so
went around
this is like a
and-
post show now. Everybody
did a wrap up.
We even have you have a blank live stream for 20 minutes while you were away. So it's like let's just talk about stuff.
Right.
It was getting to the point where I was like, "So Matt, tell me about the Speed Force."
You hit Matt on the fucking Speed Force. You can't do that.
Well, I knew we would get at least an hour.
You know
out
what?
of it.
I'm not going to do it right now because I'm going to fuck it up, and I'm like I said, I'm distracted.
We heard it play. We did hear it play.
Did you hear it playing?
Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah.
That beat reminds me of something.
I don't know. Can I raise the audio level on that? Raise the audio level, just the audio level.
Oh, we can hear it.
Oh, actually, I could raise it on the computer. It should come up. Is that better?
Certainly.
It's good, yeah.
Yeah.
As long as there's murder, his type has been around. Some for sport and some for hire, some for an empty crown. He didn't come to see the world, the last thought on his mind. Throws a quick shot down.
I'll kill it after the chorus, though.
Instead of hand and eye on spine. All his heroes lay in the hole. There's no marker, bears the names. Every nest starts with a prayer and a curse. It longs to join the blood remains.
You know what your band reminds me of? There's a rock band called The Heavy. You never
I'm singing. And chorus is coming up here, and then we'll wrap it.
You know, if I could leather, you'll be seeing me from the ground. With a cold wind and crooked grin, the gunslinger comes to.
So anyway, that's the Gunslinger. That's one of several songs. That's off the album Cowboys and Serial Killers.
Yeah. The Heavy is like that style of rock band. Their biggest song was Short Change Hero, because it was a theme song to Strike Back, with the TV show. But they had that sort of bluesy, rocky sound you got going on there.
We're kind of all over the place as far as that one has that very specific style, but we try not to, don't want to reinvent the wheel with a song. Everyone wants to be unique with each song. I am gonna have to go because I'm running just a little bit late, and now I'm all freaked out, and my wife's gonna have to walk me back from the ledge. So thanks for hanging out, everyone. Chat, as always, thank you very much for the panel, Dempsey, Shieldwall, and Matt, and everyone who was here before. I'm wandered off into the desert right now. There probably won't be a show next week now that my life has been turned upside down, but I will let you know for sure. If
you want me on your Empire Records stream, let me know.
Yeah, okay, we'll do. And that's going to be, like I said, right now, the schedule, everything we talked about before is going to be different than when we talked about it, because the way the schedule just went fucking sideways. So anyway, thanks to everybody who's watching. Thanks to everybody who is going to be watching on the rewatch tomorrow. Just, it got weird at the end. Everybody just be prepared for that. So anyway, thanks a lot, and we will see you soon.